Live stream to YouTube. Take two. Video. Okay, let's see. You know, the first time I did this, it worked so well, and now it's not working at all. I don't get it. I never changed anything. Bloody Zombie, is it working? Can you see it streaming to YouTube? I still can't see it. Okay, it is. Okay, so that worked this time. So if you're just tuning in now, I was just trying to get it working from YouNow to YouTube. I guess it's working now, so I really only wanted to go on and check that out. But while I'm here, I guess I'll hang out for a little bit. So what's everyone up to? At midnight on the East Coast. Where's everyone from? There we go. So that alerted more people. The first one, we only had a few people in here. And that's how it was last time, and I haven't really been on in a while. I didn't get to meet with John last week. We were going to do kind of a special one, which we still might do this Wednesday, but we were going to go to the farm sanctuary that John's been working on out near Rochester, New York. So we were going to stream from there. We might do that again on Wednesday. Sweltering in Sacramento. I know some of you guys that follow me on Snapchat have been sending me screenshots of how hot it is where you guys are. And one person had like a 106, 107. It's crazy. Right now where I am, it's like, it's nice. It's kind of chilly out. If I can find it. Come on, Bill Gates. Okay. It's 54 degrees where I am. So it's like half of what it is where you guys are. 110, that's crazy. In Arizona. Aurora, Colorado. What's the weather like out there? Depending on elevation, it can be like really hot, really cold. '60s in Chicago. So it's about what it was like here today. It held out yesterday where I am. You know, I probably lost it. Yeah, I should have saved it. I had a Snapchat of it coming down pretty good. But that was over 24 hours ago, so it's gone. I got Indy the pup over here and another pup. I'm eating this watermelon. Yeah, it was pretty high here today, but it was nice. It wasn't like 100. Probably in the high 70s, which is perfect. And now it's hoodie weather. I was going to go for a walk with Indy the pup. It's kind of chilly. But I live out in the boonies right now. I'm actually staying at my parents' for a little bit until I get my house rented out again. And so this is where I grew up. And we're out in the middle of nowhere pretty much. So if you look up, there's like no city around, no lights. If you look up, you can see all the stars in the sky. It's pretty cool. Terry, oh, my camping video. Yeah, I did a camping trip like last week out in the Adirondacks. It was pretty awesome. Vegan dumpweed. That okay? Wants to know the. I posted a picture of a Beyond Burger that I made, and I said smush bun. It was a bun that was literally smushed, so it was really thin. Yeah, just a vegan bun that got smushed. No special vegan company or anything there. So yeah, I just uploaded today my daily routine or my morning routine video. People have been asking me about that for years, so I finally did one. And DZR Infinite says that you also got that. That toothbrush is awesome too. It's normally a $250 toothbrush, but uh, we're doing a promo thing, so it's like 75% off. So it's a total steal. Thumbs up, Christina. Thanks for the toothpaste. Yeah, so I mentioned that just so I was on a second ago and I had to fix the YouTube thing, but I mentioned that before I logged off. The whole catastrophe thing with Hampton Creek, um, and Target recalling all the products. Yeah, I think it's like a smear campaign because I also shop at Wegmans, which is like one of the top rated grocery stores in the country, and they still carry all their products. Um, I used to work at Target. I used to be an executive there, and my sister-in-law still does. So they temporarily are withholding them until they find out any more information. But it's crazy because um, apparently there's allegations that are unfounded. Nobody will say where they came from. That there's salmonella and listeria in their factory, which they've denied, and nobody has gotten sick that I know of. But Target is their biggest distributor, and they went and pulled all their products, and they won't sell them. So several people have gone to like Target, like when they found out, and went up to the checkout counter trying to buy like the Hampton Creek products. If you don't know, are like the Just Mayo and the Just Cookie Dough and like different salad dressings and stuff like that. Really good stuff, high quality. Um, and there's like a message on the cash register saying we cannot sell this product, so nobody can buy them. So if you find one at Target and you go to purchase it, they have to take it, confiscate it pretty much, and they're being put in the back room, I guess temporarily until they come to a conclusion. But Hampton Creek has been being messed with by the egg and dairy industry from day one, and you can research all this. It's all public information online. And what happened was um, the mail company tried to sue them for and saying they were like false advertisement and everything, and they're a fraud. And all they meant by that, what they mean by that, they're making them sound like they're false advertisers. But what they meant was they can't claim a product to be mayo if there's no eggs in it, because just mayo is a vegan, mayo. So they took them to court and everything. And if you Google this stuff, it's really interesting. You can find all these high up executives in the egg industry writing these emails amongst each other, and they're like joking around with each other. And I mean, it seems to be a joke, but nobody laughs it off or anything. But they actually say, should we put a hit out on the CEO of Hampton Creek, and should we get, you know, you know, thugs to go mess with them, stuff like that. Um, and I don't know. It's it's kind of crazy. Um, but it makes you wonder because right now we're coming into like 4th of July and summer, and this is like the peak season for people to buy like barbecue things and outdoor stuff, condiments like that, mustard, ketchup, mayo, that kind of thing. So anyway, they lost the lawsuit, trying to sue Hampton Creek for false advertisement. They lost the lawsuit. So what did they do? They went out and they made their own vegan mayo. And so, yeah, I don't know. It sounds like, you know, they're obviously a threat to the egg and dairy industry, and they're doing everything they can to protect their business, which is all founded on animal cruelty and stuff like that. So, Just Mayo is also, Bill Gates helped fund the company. So, you know, we're looking at the future there when one of the richest men on earth funds a company like that. So, vegan don't wait it. Tom's toothpaste. So the Tom's toothpaste that I actually like is the Wicked Fresh one. The other ones I don't really care for. I'm trying to catch up on these. Christina's in the middle of nowhere in Kansas, so you're not in Kelly right now. Have a good night. Thanks. Patricia's getting ready for bed in Iowa. See, all these things that are going on all over this planet. Vegan s'mores. So I have another s'mores video that I have not uploaded yet, but I plan on uploading it before 4th of July. So be on the lookout for that one, because I also do another my take on s'mores, which isn't like the normal s'mores. I use some other ingredients there, and the method is pretty cool too. Since you guys are watching, Keisha wants to slap Chad across the face. Look at this graph. That makes me laugh every time I watch it. No, Bill Gates is the founder of not Apple, but Microsoft. Do I hang out with eco-vegan gal? I'm good friends with her. Sometimes we hang out, but she lives in California and I live in New York. We usually meet up every time I go out to the Expo West and East. Actually, she's the one that introduced me to the Expo in the first place. So we went to Expo East years ago. And if you watch our channel, we did a video with her a long time ago. And it's kind of funny. We have a whole blooper reel on it too. Live, love, learn. Downloaded the app to be able to post. I haven't been to a VidCon, but I want to go. Terry, right. Same with the word milk. I mean, a coconut is full of milk, and that's not from an animal. No, actually, all floss is not vegan. A lot of floss has beeswax in it, and I even found this brand, which I thought was vegan, called Desert Essence, I think it was, and it says it's cruelty-free and all this, and it doesn't. It says it's waxed with like natural. See, Craig from No Egg Craig is doing his dishes right now while he's watching, and he's only about what, 15 miles away, not far at all. Craig, you're doing dishes and I'm eating watermelon. Ryan says Eco-Vegan Gal actually recently started broadcasting on here. Tonight or just like in general? Right now I'm just eating watermelon. Watermelon! I just cut the top off. I didn't even cut this in half. I only cut a little bit off. Amen officially tipped me 1,000 bars. Thank you so much. Just throw those tips right in my watermelon. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, so this is like 2/3 of a watermelon right here. Loving it. Indy just left. He had enough of this. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, here he comes again. We got another pup in there too. So here's Indy. There's part of him. Hi, Indy. Look at the camera. I can't move the camera because I kind of got it set up. There's a light on it, and if it moves, it's going to fall over. Can you smell his breath? That's Indy breath. Right in your computer screen. Being dumpweed, every time I get a watermelon, it's not that good. I suck at picking them. You know what? They got to be in season. I've got so many that aren't good. This one is actually probably on 1 to 10. I would say this is probably like a 7.5. Right? It's pretty good, but it's not the best one I've had. I hate when I get one that has either no flavor at all or it's just, I don't know. I hate getting a bad watermelon. Chris the Droid, hi. Hi, Chris. W8. Yeah, exactly. They are reiterating Unilever's smear. It's like the same thing all over again. We're going back to we're talking about the Hampton Creek Target recall of all their products. And it makes me wonder, like, I even tweeted straight to Target saying, like, what are these claims and where are they coming from? And, so far they're unsubstantiated. But like I said before, I used to work there as an executive. My sister-in-law currently works there, and she says everything was taken off the shelves and put in the back room temporarily. They have no plans to not ever carry their products again. I guess it's just temporary, which I guess, yeah. Keisha, yes, Indy's a German Shepherd, and then there's a little tiny pup over there that he's going over and he's seeing what she's up to right now, but she's trying to sleep. These 3 celebrities want to be the next U.S. president: Sylvester Stallone, The Rock, and Kanye West. Who do you vote for? Man, how about this? Can we vote for all 3 just because the power doesn't belong to one person? They all have to kind of agree. I think that would be more. We'll have 3 presidents. So if one is, kind of getting power hungry, the other one can put them in check, something like that. I think so too. I think Target should return their products to the shelf until, because that's basically like somebody saying, here's what I don't get. Okay, here we go. Somebody says these things are going on, like salmonella and listeria within this facility. And they're also saying that they're putting, like, they're falsely advertising. They're saying that they're putting like honey in their product and they're not telling people. Which, if that is true, I'm going to be really upset. But you can't just do that. And so where are these claims coming from? Because the FDA has to come in, or the health inspectors have to come in order to make these claims. You can't just say something about a company and have it unfounded. And if somebody is saying these things, don't you think the FDA or the health inspectors would be in there immediately to either verify or, say that this is not the case? Like, just it's not. Something's going on here. And like I said, I shop at Wegmans, which is one of the highest rated grocery stores in the country, and they have all their products. They didn't take them off the shelves. You never ate a watermelon like this with a spoon? Vegan dumpweed. Did I name my dog after Indiana Jones? You got it. I named him after Indiana Jones. I just had some just mayo tonight. I made a Beyond Burger. I posted it on my Instagram. So I made a Beyond Burger with like some chow and Hampton Creek, just mayo. There we go. Look at that. Just look at it. Look at this. Look at that. So come to visit Oakland and Berkeley. I've been to Millennium Cafe there. That was a pretty awesome. I did a video there. I was only there for a night though. Do I listen to metal? I guess some. I'm not a metalhead, not like the black metal chef. I just did a video with him. I got a video coming out with him. Probably 2 more videos. So I gotta do, yeah, 2 more videos. I'll upload it. How many dogs do I have? I have 1 dog. I have a German Shepherd named Indy the Pup. You can follow him on Instagram too, Indy the Pup. And he's right here. There he is. There he is. What are you doing? What'd you do? What'd you do? So he's right here. Hey, come here. What's this? Indy. Indy. What are you doing? Here, put your head up. There he is. Are you vegan? I'm vegan. What is the #1 reason you're vegan? I'm vegan for all the reasons. I can't find a reason not to be vegan. In all the years that I've been vegan, there's so many reasons to be vegan. It's the right thing to do. When you know all these reasons, it's the right thing to do. More watermelon. I had my Beyond Burger also with the chow cheese, the original, and I wish I had a Pretzilla bun, but I don't. They don't sell them around here. Can dogs eat people food? Well, my dog loves carrots. He loves sweet potatoes, but you got to be careful what people food you give them. Like certain things dogs cannot eat, like they can't eat grapes, they can't eat garlic or onion, things like they can't eat chocolate. I listened to a little metal tonight on the way home, Drew. I listened to actually I was just shuffling through my iPod because I found an old iPod, but I never use an iPod anymore. But when I switched to my new phone, it didn't update, and so I have no music in this except for YouTube. And the only reason I have YouTube, if you guys know, if you buy an Apple phone or an iPhone, it comes with YouTube. Even if you don't want it, you have to listen to Bono. It's the only music in here. So I had like Iron Maiden and In Flames and Under Oath, and Indy won't eat certain foods. And the other thing is you could leave food right out and he won't touch it. He's a good boy, unless you tell him he can, and then even then he might not touch it. Noah Craig's favorite genre of music is Lana Del Rey. That's good for summertime. sadness. Has-Baz. I do not live in LA. I live in upstate New York. Although I go to LA a lot. I spend sometimes a month there. I travel there a lot for different events, and as you can see, if you watch my videos, like all the videos I'm editing right now, with the exception of I just went camping out here in the Adirondacks, it's all my LA videos. Katie's from Buffalo, so we're kind of neighbors. I'm in Syracuse. Yeah, and the new documentary to watch is What the Health, which is the follow-up for Cowspiracy. So definitely check that out. It's very interesting. Yo, Janine. Do I use alternative healing? Um, yeah, I don't want to jinx myself, but I rarely ever get sick, and I'll never take any kind of pain medicine. I stopped doing that when I was 14, and I never got a headache again. I don't know if there's a correlation there, but that's also the time that I stopped eating meat. Um, and so usually if I start feeling like a little bit off, I'll make like a juice with ginger and fresh turmeric root and maybe like some cucumber or carrots or something or celery. And usually I start feeling a lot better after that if I start to feel a little bit off. But like I said, I haven't had a headache in almost 30 years. That's right. Vegan is a great choice, especially I could tell you if the animals could talk, they would tell you it's the best choice because then they don't have to be hurt anymore. Okay, so Oren, I went to Golden Beach in the Adirondacks, which is Racket Lake. It's right after 8th Lake. I used to go to 8th Lake when I was little. When I was like almost too little, you know? Just a little guy with my parents. We used to feed the ducks. We got movies of it. Indy, what are you doing? Why don't you sit right here? What are you doing? You're a good boy. The final product of What the Health lacked a detail. I don't know what that would be. Motionless in white. I don't know. Indy, what are you doing? What's wrong? Okay, guys, guess what? If you guys want to try hanging out with me while I do this, I think my dog has to go out, so let's go. We're gonna go outside. Either that or I have to say goodbye for a minute. So we're gonna broadcast from right outside here. All right. Okay. Here we go. Let me try to catch up in these. You're stopping in LA for a day. I would go to, okay, so I like a Cruciferous is a brand new vegan restaurant. It's really awesome. It's right next to Doomy's, which I also recommend going to Doomy's if you're into like really cool comfort food like the Big Macs and everything. And then in the same plaza, there's like this ice cream place that just opened called Cocabella Creamery. I would also recommend going to, I know you only said for one, but go to Donut Friend. They're the best vegan donuts that I've ever had anywhere in the country. I've been to a bunch of vegan donut places, and I would say that Donut Friend is the best. I also love Sun Cafe, which is, I usually get the raw vegan Fiesta burger and the raw cacao shake. Indy, come on. Okay, we're gonna go back to our headquarters. This is my laptop, not my phone. There's so many places in LA to eat. It's crazy. Because where I live, there's one vegan restaurant. Let's see where we are. Where are we? Okay, so The Big Fat Truth. Haven't seen that yet. Jared Leto, Eyes and Ponytail. I'm trying to catch up on these comments here. Oren, are you going camping? Where are you going camping? He didn't take a wee break. He took the other break. You feel better now? Go eat your food. Go eat your food. What are you doing? Okay. Sorry. There was no zombies out there. I think they're all out back in the woods. Let's see. So Drew made the meatloaf. Haven't made that in a long time. It was one of our older recipes. That was actually John's recipe. Hey, Steven. Okay, this comment thing has to it just has to stay where it is, because every time there's a new one, it goes like that, and I lost my place. But so I'm trying to read and make sure I didn't miss anybody. Larson's Bakery. Racine, Wisconsin. See, you can find there's great vegan donut places all over. There's one in New York City called Dunwell Donuts. There's the Donuttery in Huntington Beach. There's one about an hour away from me. It's a new one. I haven't been there yet, but I might go this week, called Misfits Donuts in Rochester. Shannon Rose says, "Oh my God, your recipes are so bomb." Thank you. And thank you, Bailey, Jana. Okay, I'm almost caught up here. John may have been eaten by a zombie. I think he may have been eaten. I can't really comment on that. No, I might do a live stream tomorrow with John, and we might go to the farm sanctuary that he's working on Wednesday, and maybe we'll do a live stream there as well. How old is Indy? Indy is 6.5. Oren, when I did, there's got to be cabins up there, but when I did my research, it says there are no cabins. There are no public cabins anywhere out there in the Adirondacks. I set up a tent and I was on bear alert all night. And any little noise, Indy was on alert. So, and there are bears up there, but they said that they wouldn't bother, especially with like Indy around. What's your sign? Peace. Aquarius. No vegan donuts close to Castaic. Where's that? Hi, Ian. Okay, I'm caught up. I'm caught up on my comments. Now I can eat some more watermelon. Valencia. I think that's where I was when I went to, oh, Santa Clarita, yeah. I used to stay with friends in Santa Clarita last year. And have you been to the Black Square? I went there recently. And in Valencia, I went to Faba Bar, Fala Bar, the falafel place. And then where else did we go? We went to the Whole Foods there. They have those new M&Ms. I posted about those too. And then also, what's that other place? Irvin, which was a vegan restaurant until recently, which that when I went there just a few weeks ago it was vegan, and now I guess it's not vegan anymore. That's a bummer. Orin, it's probably about 2 hours from Syracuse, from where I live. You haven't had vegan donuts, Bloody Zombie? You gotta have some vegan donuts. Vegan Treats has vegan donuts. Where do you live? I used to make falafel all the time when I first went vegetarian and then vegan, long, long time ago. And I haven't really made it myself too much recently, but there's a really good place down in New York City called Mamone's, and they have some really good falafel. And here where I live in Syracuse, there's a vegan friendly place called King David's. Headed to Carmel? Where's that? You're in Chicago, Bloody Zombie? Have you been to the Chicago Diner? That's like the only place I've been there. Is the Chicago Diner and then Owen and Alchemy. Those are the only two places, because I was only in Chicago for like a night and a morning. I wish I had more time there. Robin says, come to Seattle. I'd love to go back to Seattle. I was there once. Oh, I didn't know they had a Mamone's in New Jersey, but I guess that makes sense. They did really well in New York. It's just like a little tiny restaurant. It's kind of near Washington Square Park, kind of down near by Chloe's, and they serve pretty cheap falafel. You just go in there, grab your falafel, and I mean they're really fast too. I'd love to visit New Zealand. That would be cool. Actually, my friend's from New Zealand, Tim, vegan fat kid. Oh yeah, I bet it was crowded. Yeah, when I went to the Chicago diner, it was late at night, so it wasn't that crowded. Their milkshake was really good too. You're in the PNW. What's that? Pacific Northwest. Um, that's cool. I really like the Northern California. I went up there and visited my friend. Where is it? Nevada City. It's really nice up there. And then, because we flew into Sacramento a few years ago, when we were going out there for Expo West, we flew into Sacramento, and then we went up to Nevada City. I forgot the other place. Nevada City. Grass Valley. And then we went down to LA. We drove at night. So, yeah. Now I want to travel again. I need to travel somewhere. Nevada City is Northern California, about an hour from Sacramento. It's the Grass Valley area. I know I'm in a library. Not really, but it looks pretty cool. I thought it looked pretty cool for this. Books. Yeah, there's old VHS tapes back here. This is like, there's an Encyclopedia Britannica over here. Can anybody remember this? The Encyclopedia Britannica. Before Google, we had to look things up. Can you believe that? These are like all dusty. They smell really bad. I think I had hid clues in there when I was a little kid. Holly wants to, oh, this is a good question. Holly wants to know, do you eat foods that say may contain traces of milk, etc.? Okay, so the answer to that is yes, because when companies do that, no matter what they say, it's illegal. It's a legal notice because they don't want to get sued in case, for some reason, traces of something get in the food. They don't want to be sued if somebody has an allergic reaction or something like that. But when companies make foods, they might use a factory to make something that's not vegan, and then they use the same equipment to make something that's vegan. Now, when they go from product to product, they have to clean out the machines. So they have a cleaning crew come in and clean out those machines. So you're pretty much fine. But just for a legal notice, so they don't get sued, they have to say that on there. Justin's do it. He explained it to me in person, and I've had friends that worked at factories that made different kinds of foods like spaghetti sauces and stuff, something like that. And even if they go from vegan food to another vegan food, when they're done with one product, they're still going to wash the machine out and then make the other product. So you should be good there. It's funny because I recently called a company an accidentally vegan product from a non-vegan company, and I mentioned that, and they said, no, it's not for legal reasons. It's for it's so the customer, in case they're allergic or something, because they're trying to say, oh, we care so much about our customers, which, I'm sure people do care that they don't want people to, but ultimately they, as a corporate company, they definitely don't want to be sued, but they're not going to say that. So I guess my wording was, they didn't like that, so they had to say it the way that they're trained to say it. I think I look weird with this green light. It's making this look really weird. What's up, Jason? We got celebrity chef Jason Robel on here right now watching. What's going on, Jason, over there in LA? We were just talking about the good old days with Eco Vegan Gal, going out to Expo. That's cool. Oh, cool. Is she there with you right now? Tell her I said hi. Yeah, I'm going to be at Expo East. Somebody in here just asked me if I knew Whitney, and I just told them the story about how we first went to Expo. Cool. Well, I'll definitely see you there. We got to hang out. We didn't get to really hang out last time. We'll go out to dinner and stuff. Cool. We're just chilling out here in the zombie apocalypse. I'll have to jump on your stream at some point. Do you do this often? See, that's the good thing about being on my end. I don't have to type out. I can just talk, and then they'll, reply with a nice little message. Oh, cool. Okay, so everybody go ahead and follow Jason Robel. He's been in a few of my videos. He's celebrity chef, and he's out there in LA. He's got a cookbook, and he's very positive. He's a positive vegan. He'll give you words of wisdom. So he's another one to watch. And we have Ryan. So one of my viewers right now is your first fan. That's awesome. Cool. It's a bit chilly out here on the East Coast tonight. I hear it's really hot where you guys are. Yeah. So a lot of schools that aren't allowed to have peanuts or any nuts in the schools anymore. That's kind of like, that's crazy because when I was a kid, there was nothing like that. Okay, so a girl says, any suggestions for a daughter wanting to join me as a vegan? She's highly allergic to tree nuts. Well, in that case, if she's highly allergic to that, if I were you, I would learn to, if you haven't already, cook your own foods, prepare your own foods, and just, be cognizant of what you're putting in the food. But it's definitely doable without using any nuts. You can definitely do that. My biggest piece of advice for people is just to go out there and make a list of all your favorite vegan foods, and then go on Google and Google the vegan version of that, and weed through that. You're going to get a lot of results, and you're going to look for, recipes that don't have tree nuts. And you can go from like really healthy recipes to comfort food recipes, and you can just pick and choose which ones you like. If you don't like one, try another one. There's bound to be something that you're gonna like. The cats were panting. That's crazy. And you just posted another picture of a kitty. You have another cat there, Jason? Right. Sun cups, free to be foods have like a sun butter. They have like peanut butter cups, but they're not peanut butter. They're sunflower seeds. So they're free of all the allergens. They're great. Zombies are not vegan unless it's a vegan zombie. Rose said she saw Eco Vegan Gal on YouNow the other night. That's cool. All right, Terry, thanks for joining. Good night. A girl just got my cookbook today. Awesome. Connie says that's why they are zombies. Chris is a vampire. That's true. I'm many hundreds of years old. Julius Bartholomew. That's awesome. Cute little kitty. Jason has a bunch of cats, and you can go watch his cat adventures at his house on his Instagram live stream. Right, Jason? Do I sit at table with people eating meat if you go out with them, or would you? That, to be honest, that hasn't happened in quite a long time, but you know, I prefer not to, but if I'm going out with family or something like that, as long as I mean, I'm doing what I can in the world, and I don't like seeing it, but yeah, there's certain situations where it happens. Robin loved my vegan camping. Thank you. I had a lot of fun making the video. There you go, Julius Bartholomew. There you go, Jason. You got the little meow in there now. Bartholomew. From Ryan. Ryan Clarkin, your first fan. Do you have any tips on getting non-vegan cravings? Um, I don't ever get non-vegan cravings. Like, give me an example. Like, what are you craving? There's pretty much anything you can think of nowadays has been veganized. So if you do have a non-vegan craving, you can just go ahead and make your vegan version of it. That's what I would do. The only thing I crave a lot is like chocolate. I'm always craving chocolate. And as you see now, I'm eating a nice watermelon, not chocolate. I did that earlier. A French bulldog, cool. That's awesome. And Whitney also has a vegan dog, Evie. Adrian West wants to know if I was a runner at the Vegan Power Race. No, I was a driver. I drove for that race. Um, the last one I went to, I was also a driver, but I was willing to be a backup runner, so I was ready to run. I was out there on the line ready to run, and there was like a mistake, and we were at the wrong place. So the runner that was supposed to hand off to me kept going because we were at the wrong location. But yeah. Tacos with baking. Okay, so um yeah, there's tons of I mean, I have a couple recipes. Some barbecue jackfruit tacos. We have taco recipes, taco bowl recipes. Check out our YouTube channel for that. And then bacon, you can make tempeh bacon, soy bacon. You can make coconut bacon. You can even make those rice paper bacon, which is all nice and crispy and tasty. Definitely check those out. I've had some pretty killer tacos, all vegan. Jackfruit is a great substitute for that. Well, that's funny because I'm actually wearing the 22-day shirt, and this company here, their whole philosophy is that it's like 20. It takes about 21 days to get over an addiction, and on the 22nd day, you're good to go. So if you're trying to go vegan, you're trying to get off like things like milk and something, because milk is said to have like a case of morphine in it, which obviously it's not as powerful as a morphine or anything, but it stimulates your brain and gives you a craving. It's meant so the baby calf continues to drink the milk from its mother so it doesn't die. And if you know you wait those 21 days without consuming it, you'll be good. You won't crave it anymore. You won't be addicted anymore, as as minor as that addiction might be. So yeah. Let's see. Wait, you're going backpacking as a vegan. So check out my camping videos because the Outdoor Adventure box um, showed me a few new products, and some of them are like camping friendly. I forget what it's called. It's like the herbivore something. I forget it. But anyways, it's like dry camping foods that you just add water to, and they're pretty good. Can a cat become vegan? A cat is a carnivore because they can't synthesize taurine. There are a couple vegan cat foods out there. I think one of them is like AMI, like AMI. I don't have a cat, um, but Jason has a cat. I don't. That would be a great question to ask Jason. There are a couple cat formulas out there that have synthetic taurine in it for your cat. Um, so technically, cats are carnivores. Do you watch any TV shows? Currently, so I watch Netflix shows, and when I'm not working, currently I've been watching Shameless, but yeah, I've watched lots of shows. I mean, I like all the good ones. Before that, let's see, a couple months ago, I finished Sopranos. I watched Sons of Anarchy. My all-time favorite is X-Files from back in the day. Let's see. Mushroom bacon isn't bad. You know, Chloe makes a mushroom bacon. I don't like mushrooms. Wait, here we go. I'm trying to catch up on these. Let's see. Had a craving for fried fish. You know, I just went to a place in New York City called Ja Ja Ja, and I had fish tacos. I never liked seafood or anything, but it was pretty good. Pretty good. Avant-garde vegan has a video on the fish fry tofu. Trying to catch up on these here, right here. Oh yeah, I'm with you, Oren. I could drink liquid smoke from the bottle too. That's definitely a must-have in the kitchen. Liquid smoke. Okay. Oksana just completely cut out GMOs and dairy from her diet. So, okay, so now that you cut out all the dairy, do you feel any different? Do you feel better? Outdoor herbivore, that's what it was. A girl says my pup has an allergy and the very swears it's grain. You know, VDog has a great VDog is what my dog is on, and it's hypoallergenic. It's grain-free, soy-free, um, corn-free, and it's a premium dog food. You know, I could go on and on about it. And he's been on it for about 3.5 years now. He's doing great. I highly recommend VDog. Definitely check that out if your dog has allergies and stuff. My dog's been a vegan dog. He's 6.5 now, so he's been vegan for 5.5. Um, and so he started doing a lot better once he went over to a vegan diet. But he still had allergies, and it wasn't until I put him over on VDog that all that cleared up, and he's doing great. And there's Whitney, Eco Vegan Gal is here, joined us. So we got the whole party here. This is like the old school crew. So if you guys, for those of you that know Whitney, that's Eco Vegan Gal. She's also got a YouTube channel, and we've done videos together way back in the day. Well, okay, right, a grain allergy. So yeah, go with VDog. VDog is hypoallergenic. It doesn't have grain. and um, Indy actually had rashes before I put him on VDog, and he's been great ever since. Full of energy, happy, healthy, smart. Um, and, you know, I don't mean to sound like an ad or a commercial, but if you are interested, I have a coupon code for this month, and that's it. So if you're a new customer and you plug that in, you can get a discount on VDog. And usually every morning, you know, I just, if you check out my latest video that I put up today, it's my morning routine video. I talk about how I feed Indy, and I show you, you know, the VDog and what I give him, and I usually cook up a sweet potato or a potato, let that cool off, and I throw that in with his morning food. He loves that. No, the potatoes are, you don't have to put potatoes in there. I just throw them in there. He likes potatoes, and they're good for him anyway, so I just throw them in there. I feel like, you know, it's, you know, I mean, he's eating the same food every single day, so why don't I throw something else in there, at least in the morning? And he gets carrots. He loves carrots. He'll take a carrot and he'll put it right in between his paws, and he'll just start eating it. Oren says, enjoyed your morning video. Thank you. You know, I wasn't sure that's something that I don't normally do, but yeah, VDog is only dry, and they have like the kibble. They now have mini kibble for smaller dogs, in case you have a smaller dog. They also have like treats like breath bones and like the snacks and stuff. Yeah, sometimes I steam carrots. He likes those too. He likes cooked carrots, raw carrots. He loves carrots. Your dog won't eat dry food. That's, I don't know. Um, you could try putting like some kind of broth or water on the food and see if that'll work. See, if that happens with my dog, he won't eat it. He's really picky. Yeah, the vet was trying to push a certain food for Indy when I first had him, because for those of you that don't know, when I first got Indy, he had parvo, so he almost died. It really messed up his digestive system. So he was on like a vet formula and a bunch of medicine for like the first year of his life, because he was in intensive care when I first got him, and he almost died. Um, so it wasn't until I finally went, you know, away from the vet's recommendation, and I put him on a vegan formula, and then that's when he started getting better. And the vets later on said, yeah, what you're doing is great. He's healthy. And then one of the vets, so I go to a team of 5 vets, and one of them is actually vegan herself. So she said everything was great and doing the right thing. Was your shirt inside out in your morning video? It was. It was a shirt. It's an old shirt, and that's what I woke up in. Yeah, if I soak the food, the dry food, my dog would not eat it. Thank you, Oren. I'm glad you guys like our videos, or I'm glad you like my videos. I do have a homemade recipe for dogs on my YouTube channel, and then I got some dog treats in our cookbook that we don't have videos for. Maybe I should do some videos for that. I could do that. You could mix wet with dry. VDog doesn't really offer wet food right now, but the other foods that were not hyperallergenic, like he's had, what is it called? Well, he's been on the vegan formula for natural balance, which is not hypoallergenic. That's got grain in it and stuff. It was pretty good, but he still had some like rashes when he had that. And then Nature's Recipe was the other one, and they both had wet food. So my dog's weird. Like if you give him wet food, like initially, he'll eat it up. If you give it to him the next day, he might not eat it. If you give him to him the third day, he'll just let it sit there. But that initial, first seeing it, he'll eat it up. Yeah, see, I didn't even know what parvo was when he had it. I just got him and I brought him in like the very next day. He contracted it before I even had him, and they said he had parvo, and I'm like, oh, okay, I don't know what that is. So they're like, well, we need to, if he has it, we need to quarantine him right away. And they took him in the back, and while I was sitting in the room, I started Googling what is parvo, and I was like, whoa. Um, So if you don't know what that is, it's like, it's very deadly. And usually when they have signs of parvo, the chances of survival are very low. So I'm like, wow, I just met Indy and he's going to die. He had parvo before I even had him. So anyway, that's a long story. Oren said, I just heard something about that too, Oren, about um, hospitals and doctors recommended plant-based diets and stuff at hospitals because it's really weird, isn't it? You go to a hospital and you get surgery, and whether it's like a heart surgery or bypass surgery, whatever, and then they feed you all the things in the cafeteria that are just like chicken and meatloaf and burgers and like all the things that cause that in the first place. And it's like, okay, we saved you now. We're going to collect your money. Here's some more food to get you back where back on track so you can be back here again. Do you remember the last non-vegan thing you ate? Yes. Yes, I do. When I went, the day I went vegan, I was sitting in Taco Bell and I had a cheese burrito. That was the last thing that I ate. And the last meat I ate was when I was just 14 years old, and it was Kentucky Fried Chicken, popcorn chicken, way back in the day, way back. And that's the last meat I ever ate. So that's a great side effect of, a beneficial side effect of, being plant-based or going vegan is it does do wonders for your health. So if you do it right. I mean, there are junk food vegans, but I feel even so, like for the first probably 15, 16 years of being vegan, I was a junk food vegan. At first, like I would just eat whatever I could find as long as it was vegan. And there was a lot of days that I would just eat like French fries and cookies and stuff like that. Um, it wasn't until about maybe 4 or 5 years that I started eating a lot healthier and took away most of those processed foods and eat more raw foods and stuff like that. But here I am. I feel like I'm in the best shape of my life, mentally, physically, and I started out as a junk food vegan. My whole philosophy was, hey, if it tastes good and it's vegan, I'm going to eat it. I didn't care if it was processed or whatever. And back then, things weren't labeled vegan. They weren't labeled gluten-free. Anything like it just wasn't around back then. Meat smell makes me, you know what? I agree with that. It makes me feel like that too. Like when I go to, I'll go to like my family Thanksgiving, and usually my brother puts it on. My brother and his wife and their kid, they're all vegan. And my other brother is vegan as well. And my mom is just about almost all the way vegan. So most of my family now is vegan. My dad's not, and my brother's in-laws aren't. So they make a big vegan feast for all of us, and then the in-laws bring over like a turkey. And as soon as I walk in, I can smell it, and it's disgusting. I totally agree with you there. Meat does not smell good. Well, the thing is you can get B12 deficiencies as a vegan or a non-vegan, because B12 actually comes from the microbes in the earth, not from animals, not from plants. So it's very common for almost anybody to be B12 deficient. Some people are better than others. You can, just you can do supplements. You can fortified foods are good. Yeah. How old am I? How old am I? I'm pretty old. So when I was that age, Connie, I was a junk food vegan. So my mom had all these health issues too. Asthma was one of them, and I kept telling her, go vegan. Come on, you can do it. And she has been eating that way, and her blood work is a lot better. Her doctors are like, what's going on? You're looking great. She's like, oh, I just listened to my son. I'm eating vegan now. So, yeah, dairy's doing a lot to people that people don't realize. I mean, when you think about it, you're eating the dairy, you're eating what is coming out of that animal, and it's not just the dairy, it's like the hormones in the animal, the antibiotics, the growth hormones, all that goes in there, even after it's pasteurized, it's still going into whoever's body consumes it. Hence the whole concept of my show, The Vegan Zombie. It's like the people that ate the meat and dairy become these mindless zombies. It's affecting them mentally and physically. That's a great idea. Maybe I should make a cooking show on YouTube. I'll call it The Vegan Zombie. Yeah. A lot of people say that. I have a friend who is like a huge carnivore, omnivore, and he'll never go vegan, but he'll try anything. And he tried the vegan, like the Meiwa vegan chicken wings, and he prefers those over. It's funny seeing him because he's not a vegan at all, and he's like 6'7", he's huge, and he goes with me to the vegan restaurant and he orders the vegan chicken wings. He just gets like 2 orders of them and he sits there and eats them, and it's funny seeing him do that because he'll never go vegan, but there he is eating vegan chicken wings. How young am I? I'm considered, I was born in the bicentennial. There you go. Right. So, Robin, I agree. My mom used to take all kinds of medicine and stuff, and uh, she's not taking all of those medicines anymore. And that's correct. We're the only species that still can consume the milk of another species. And so many people are, lactose intolerant. Maybe that's telling us something. We're not supposed to be drinking this growth hormone. I didn't dodge the age question. I actually answered it. I was born in the bicentennial, a few years before you, Robin. I'm this old. I got a big pup snoozing behind me. That's correct, Bloody Zombie. How old are you? Oh, I forgot. This is streaming to YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, you want to ask questions, head over to YouNow and ask questions. Or just join the chat. Connie's older than all of us. Well, Bloody Zombie, happy birthday this Thursday for your 19th birthday. So I've been vegan going on a couple months shy of 23 years and 27 for vegetarian. So I started the lifestyle 27 years ago. And I often tell people it was the single best decision I ever made without knowing it at the time. And I don't remember where it was, but we went to this like vegan, what was it? Like a vegan buffet, like all you can eat buffet in Seattle. And I also went to the Whole Foods there, one of the Whole Foods. And that's the only place I want to go back to Seattle, but I was only there very briefly. It was right by that, what's it, the Needle? So that's where I was. Do you like my music on my watermelon? So, looks like my computer's about to die. Throw that over there. I hate when that happens, when you have to go sit in a non-vegan restaurant with a bunch of non-vegans. And then if they find out, then they try to make fun of you, and you're just like, you know, you guys don't even know how wrong you are. But hopefully they will in time. And then they'll think back to that day and they'll be like, you know what? I have to go find an outlet. Is there gonna be anything that he can eat there? Or is he gonna bring something? What's my favorite horror movie? I really love Bram Stoker's Dracula. But the movie that I've watched more than any other movie ever is Interview with the Vampire. I also love, I don't know if I mean, those are probably my top, but, you know, I love, like the George Romero, Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead. Those are, like, I get so inspired when I watch those to, like, make more of the kind of videos that I like to make myself. But the original Fright Night is awesome. You're so cool, Brewster. That was good. You know, I saw, what's that guy's name? Sarandon? The vampire. I saw him at a horror fest that I went to. And I didn't even know he was there. I just walked by. I'm like, "What? Hey, there's the vampire. We got to get him." Well, there you go. He's got you to pack him all that yummy food, so he'll be good. Manuel watched my video and found the vegan dental floss. Yeah, it's seriously, it's my favorite dental floss. It's nice and like I can't even describe it. It's like it just it's a great dental floss. That's all I can say. It's the best one I've ever used. Chris Sarandon, there you go. Did you know that or did you Google it? You know, he's a lot shorter than I thought he was too. Thomas is oh, that's cool. Animal skin free car interiors. That's cool. For Volkswagen? That's awesome. You like my morning ritual? Should I have labeled it morning ritual instead of morning routine? Oh, he was married, so he was. Okay, so I was wondering if there was any relation there to Susan Sarandon. That's cool. I don't know if you saw any of my other videos on, is it on this channel or my other channel? But so I usually go, so every year I go to the expo, but I also go, so I got to do like, the thing, I'm the vegan zombie. So I go to, the expos and everything for like the vegan part, but I also like to go to the horror conventions too. And I've been doing that here in Syracuse, the Scaricons and stuff, since they started doing them. And I've met a lot of, those, horror stars and stuff like that. But I got to say, I have a whole video on this, and actually I got her in my video. But so my favorite movie of all time, it's not a horror movie, but it's E.T., okay? So when I was a kid, I went to the movie theaters, and it's like one of my fondest memories is watching E.T. because I really emulated Elliot from E.T. Like I was about almost the same age as him. Actually, I was more like Drew Barrymore's age, but I liked all the same things, like the Star Wars, the BMXs, like all that kind of stuff. Um, so I go to the Scaricon and what I'm drawing a blank now. What is her name? The mom from ET was there. Somebody tell me her name. What's her name? Dee Wallace is her name. Yes, Dee Wallace. Okay, so Dee Wallace is her name, and she was there. So I never get starstruck or anything, and I walk by her, and I'm like, oh my god, because like to me, it was like my childhood like movie mom, and so I see her, and I didn't say anything. I'm there for 3 days. And the first day I just kept walking. The second day I kind of just like stood there and there was another little kid talking to her, like a little kid, and that was not even around when ET came out. But and then I walked away again. And the third day I'm like, I need to go talk to her. So I went up and I started looking around at all, because she's in. For those of you that don't know, she's in a lot of horror movies as well. She's in like Cujo, like Lords of Salem. I mean, she's in a ton of horror movies. The Howling. And so I go up to her booth and I start looking at all, because she's got all these pictures out, and I need to buy one so I can talk to her to get signed and everything. And I was cool with that because out of everyone there, like I really wanted to meet her. And so I find the picture that I want. Actually, I have it's in the other room. I could go get it. It's really cool. It's her and ET, and she signed it for me. Be good. Like the way ET says it, good, be good, And so she says, you can ask me any questions you want, like I worked with Steven Spielberg and all, whatever you want. And I'm thinking, oh, that's great. I'm thinking to myself, that's great. I love making movies. I love movies. Like I have a million questions for you. Let me think of one. And I'm thinking this to myself. I'm not saying this to her. I couldn't think of any question. I'm like, my mind just went blank. And I just pointed at the picture. I'm like, I'll take this one. And she's like, so she signed it for me. And then we did a little video together. I had the courage to add. I'm like, can we do a video? I'm like, this is my favorite movie. And like, anyways, it was stupid, but there was a video of me and her, and it's funny. So that's my story. You never seen the movie E.T.? Oh my God, Rob, you got to see it. It's like the best movie. You know, how old was I? I was let's see, I was only like 6 or 7 when it came out, and I remember going with my little brother and some kids we babysat. My parents babysat, and I watched it, and I remember the part where, well, I can't do any spoilers here, so forget that. Okay. Michael C., thank you for the tip. Thank you so much. Really appreciate the tips, guys. Crypticon. Yeah, so what I was saying with the ET, it really brought me back to that like nostalgic feeling. Like the movie, when I watch it, it makes me happy and sad. I say this in my video, but it makes me happy and sad because like I can remember that time being a kid and going in there and just everything. I remember like a photographic memory. We grabbed which they're not vegan, but the Reese's Pieces, and we sat down. I know where I sat in the movie theater, and we watched it, and it was the early '80s, and I can remember that feeling, that nostalgic feeling. It makes me happy, but at the same time, it makes me sad because I can never go back. That time is gone forever. I can never go back there. Like I'm an adult now, and like, but yeah, that's like because of that, that's my favorite movie of all time. But I do have a lot of other movies that are in like my top favorites. Be forthcoming with that video. So that video is, if you don't go search, just go search how ET affected me. I think that's what I labeled it, and you can watch basically what I just told you. And then there's her at the end of my video. Yes, nostalgia. That's how it is. It's bittersweet. Oren, thank you so much for the tip. 5,000 bars. That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, so that movie will. I mean, it's funny though because like that at the time, it brings me right back to that time. So like I feel like some people that may have been born like within the last 20 years or so that weren't around in the 70s and 80s, it's not going to be the same probably for them because I don't know. Yeah, and I was just gonna say that, and I saw you just wrote that, but that was my next thing that I was gonna say. Is it's the same with the original Star Wars, and it was around the same time too. Dead Poet Society, my captain, oh captain, my captain. So yeah, so movies like that, Goonies, Lost Boys, like, but definitely E.T. Like E.T. was the one. Um, the Never Ending. I just watched the Never Ending Story again. I liked that as a kid too. I just read some disturbing facts about that movie too. But yeah, Robin, definitely check out E.T. It is not a scary movie. You know what I don't like though is they went back and they remastered it and they digitized it. So there's scenes in there now with E.T. that were not in the original, and I actually prefer the original, and I don't know if I could ever find it again because they kind of did what Star Wars did with everything too. About how Han shot first kind of thing. Can't find that anymore. You should check it out just for you. It's a great movie. But you can do it for me too. What disturbing facts? Kara? Do you know the movie Never Ending Story? Are you familiar with the Swamp of Sorrows? Okay, so the Never Ending Story. Okay, so okay, so Atreyu is the character in the actual fantasy world that the little boy is reading about. Atreyu has the horse named Artax, and they're going through the the Swamp of Sorrows. And if you become sad, I guess in the fantasy, if you become sad or depressed or whatever, you'll sink into the Swamp of Sorrows. So there's a scene where his horse starts sinking. If you don't want to know any spoilers, don't listen. Turn it off for a minute. But I'm going to say what happens. So the horse starts to sink, and Atreyu is like crying for him not like to come on, like you can make it, you can make it. Anyways, in the movie, the horse sinks and drowns. He dies, and Atreyu is really upset about this. In the real movie, the horse is on a lift and it goes down underneath and it broke and the horse actually really died. And when it happened, the boy that plays Atreyu, which I think he's only 12 or 13 at the time, his leg gets stuck and he gets pulled under too. And when they pull him out, he was like unconscious, so he almost died as well. And he didn't want to film again it like took 2 weeks for him to be able to go film again because he was traumatized by it, rightfully so. But I did not know that. But that was I hope I didn't ruin the movie for anyone. That's what happened. Okay. Um, we got to talk about something happy now. Um, don't. I didn't know it all these years until literally like a week ago because I watched it and I Googled something because I forget what I Googled. I wanted to know. Oh, I think I wanted to know what the actors look like today. It's amazing how different they look, and a lot of them don't act anymore. But I saw that like the top crazy facts about the making of the Neverending Story. This watermelon, I've been eating this watermelon since we started this. How long we've been on for an hour and a half? Yeah, the then and now searches are great. I'm trying to find a good. Can anyone recommend like a really good horror movie on Netflix or anything? I'm trying to find something good. What did I just watch? Some zombie movie. Contracted Phase 2. I just watched Life. I like sci-fi movies too, like Alien. That can. Trying to find like I like time travel movies. Rose, are you talking about the Cocabella Creamery in LA? And then we went to Fromage. I do like the Walking Dead series, but I got to say it's kind of jumping the shark. I really liked the season 1 and 2 a lot. I did see the last Alien movie. You just watched Judge Judy. I watch Judge Judy sometimes. Judge Judy sometimes. I watch Jeopardy a lot too. I love Jeopardy. Susan agrees with me about The Walking Dead. Pretty Eyes. Is that a horror movie? The Alien movie, it was, you know, okay, so have you guys seen Prometheus? Prometheus is in the same realm as Alien, but I would say that the latest Alien movie is more like Prometheus than Alien, but it's good. I think it was good, but it's not like the first Alien. The first Alien was amazing. Yeah, I, I like some like crazy twisty end kind of like horror movies as well. Also opposed to like the gory ones. I mean, yeah, like I mean obviously I grew up with like Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th and stuff like that. Um, that's funny because when I went to the horror one a few years ago, I went to one of the scare con here in Syracuse, and um, the guy that played Jason, not Kane Hodder was there, but the newer Jason, what's his name? I can't remember his name. The tall, bald guy. The horror fest is at the casino here in kind of near where I live. And after it was over, we were all hanging out and we were walking down towards the casino. And so the main people in the casino that didn't know the horror event was going on had no idea because this wasn't really too. It was in September, so it wasn't around Halloween. And a lot of people we were with were like dressed like, with gore and blood and everything. And then you have like the guy that played Jason walking with us, and some people thought that like one of the girls we were with like got beat up and like, hey, you guys okay? Like, what happened? And somebody said something look like Freddy or Jason got her, and I'm like, that's funny because this is Jason right here, like the actual Jason. Um, yeah. The Sixth Sense was awesome. Yeah, I like that kind of, and the others was pretty good too. Um, yeah, Dark Mirror is it's kind of like Night Gallery Twilight Zone, which I like. Amen. Thank you for enjoying this stream. American horror is horror according to my friends. I'm trying to think of a good. I love like kind of sci-fi. I like time travel movies, and I like vampire movies, and I like the cheesy kind of like zombie movies, older ones. I like that kind of stuff, and I like how like those 80s horror movies are done. So I like what's that movie called? House of the Devil. It's only like made within the last 5 to 8 years, but they captured like when I first watched it, I'm like, oh, how come I never saw this movie from the 80s? Because it looks like an 80s movie, but it wasn't. And also, I like the way they filmed the movie The Innkeepers. Yes, I actually Bailey, I actually mentioned that like about half an hour ago. One of my favorite, it's probably my favorite TV series was the X Files. Love the X Files. Two chicken for zombie movies. I don't think most zombie movies are not like scary. I'm just intrigued by them. Most of the zombies, like the true zombies, they're like slow. It's like, okay, I could sit here, and eat my watermelon as they were coming up to me, and I would be, okay, now it's time to go. Unless we're talking about 28 days later, that's where it gets kind of scary. Like the first 10 minutes of 28 weeks later is probably one of the best horror scenes I've ever seen. I'm not going to sit here and eat my watermelon if we're talking 28 days later. I really like Night of the Living Dead. It was the first of its kind, and it had a twist at the end too. Vampires, yeah. Let the Right One In is a pretty good vampire movie. Shaun of the Dead that's an amazing zombie movie. It's comedic. It's really funny, but it's also it's like Zombieland. It's kind of like Zombieland. Um, there are people that believe they are. Wait a minute. You don't. I mean, I'm a vampire. That's my favorite movie right there. Bram Stoker's Gary Oldman. So was I. I mean, I always like if I could. I wanted to be a vampire. Who am I kidding? I still do. I'd be vegan though. I didn't want to do it to be goth. I still would have been myself, but I wanted to be. I don't know. I was just intrigued with the whole. Like, how cool would it be to be immortal like that and live through all that time? Like, I mean, we're talking about like the story of Lestat from Interview with the Vampire is amazing. Like, I love that story. And he's like the unique vampire that's not damned because he didn't want to be a vampire. He didn't choose the dark gift. I think that's just, I mean, it's fantasy. It's like a story, but it's really cool. And so, like, what, it was like the 1500s. So imagine living through all those years and actually see history unfold. What are we talking about now? Susan, did you get a notification that we were live? Queen of the Damned. Yeah, that wasn't a very good portrayal of what it could have been. But I wish they would make the movie The Vampire Lestat. That would be amazing. Um, Actually, I think Tom Cruise did a really good job at playing Lestat. And Antonio Banderas is Armand. Don't, I did a video about just kind of like when Clive Barker, when he died, I did like a little video there. I visited Stephen King's house last year. That was pretty fun. Wait, am I getting him mixed up with someone else? Hellboy. Okay, I got him mixed. Yeah, okay, yeah, sorry, I got him mixed up with someone else. Wait a minute. Who did no, I'm like what am I talking about? Who did oh, what's that? Who did Nightbreed? Yeah, I got Clive Barker mixed up with, there we go. Yeah, Clive Barker did Nightbreed. Hold on, let me Google something real quick. Yeah, I got him mixed up with Wes Craven, sorry. Pinhead. Oh, you know who I met and they invited me to dinner is Reggie Bannister, Phantasm. And his wife was really cool, and she was interested in what I was doing because she made some public radio show back in like the early 90s called The Vegetarian Vampire, which was kind of similar to what I was doing. Yeah, it was Wes Craven that I got him mixed up with. I in the video, I mean I could tell it right now, but in the video I was talking about the first horror movie that I watched when I was a little kid. Because my parents were strict and I wasn't allowed to watch that kind of thing. And I was pretty young. My brother is about 2 years younger than me, like 2.5 years younger than me. So I don't know exactly how old I was, but I was pretty young. I was probably like, I was only like 6, maybe 6 or 7. And I was looking through the TV guide. Obviously, I could read at that point, and I found a movie, and I'm like, Mom, I want to watch this movie. And she looked at it, and she goes, No, you can't watch that. It's rated R. It's scary. You're not going to watch it. I'm like, please, can I please watch it? It says it's on at 4 a.m. And she was like totally joking and said, yeah, sure. If it's on 4 a.m., you can watch it. Like, not thinking that, being sarcastic with a 6-year-old. So I set my alarm to watch Children of the Corn. And 4 in the morning came and I woke up my little brother. I'm like, come on, Pat, let's go downstairs and watch Children of the Corn. So we went downstairs and we started watching it. And then my mom, she comes downstairs and she peeks her head down there and she looks, she goes, what are you doing? What time is it? I'm like, oh, it's 4 in the morning. We're watching Children of the Corn. She's like, what? She comes downstairs and she yells at us and get upstairs and go to bed and turns off the TV. And she tells everybody that story now. So I think I watched like the first 10 minutes of it. And then I never watched that movie again, literally until like only like 3 years ago, I finally watched the movie. And I'm watching it and I'm like, whoa, I can't believe I watched. I mean, it's not the scariest movie ever, but when you watch like the first 10 minutes, if you know that movie, it's like, I can't believe I watched that as a little kid. Like, that's pretty crazy. So yeah, that's my story. And then after that, the first one I actually got to watch like the whole thing, Robin. Well, one of them that scared me was Nightmare on Elm Street. I had to get babysat at my grandparents' house. And my grandfather, he was like crazy obsessed with like recording every movie possible on a VHS tape. So he had it all cataloged and he had like, you could look up like what movie and you'd go over to whatever drawer and you'd pull it out. His entire house was just filled with like aisles and aisles and aisles of movies. And he had Nightmare on Elm Street. And I'm like, my parents were like, okay, you're staying here. It was just me. My brothers weren't there, just me. And they're like, oh, pick out a movie and, whatever. And I'm like, can I watch anything I want? They're like, well, I'm like, I want to watch Nightmare on Elm Street. And they're like, no, you can't watch that. You're going to have nightmares. I'm like, no, please, please. So I convinced them to let me watch Nightmare on Elm Street. And, this is, you guys remember if you, back in the day, now we have all kinds of crazy, gory movies that people are desensitized by. But back then, Nightmare on Elm Street, like that was a new concept. So here I am watching Nightmare on Elm Street. It starts out, I'm in the living room watching it. My grandparents are home, but I'm watching it by myself. And I'm thinking, I'm like, yes, I get to watch this. But then I'm thinking, I'm like, whoa, what am I getting myself into? I'm just a little kid, and I'm watching, I'm like, it can't be that scary. So I start watching, and the whole concept is this crazy killer kills kids when they go to sleep. Like, I'm a kid. I have to go to sleep. Like, what did I get myself into? I'm like, whoa, this is really scary. And I was really scared that night going to sleep. But yeah, that's my story of that. Thanks for joining, Oren. Thanks for the tip and everything. Thanks for joining. Good night. See you again soon. Let's see. Lost Boys, one of my, I could recite every word of that movie from Lost Boys. That was one of my favorites as well. Billy Worth was hot. Who's Billy Worth? Who's Billy Worth? I met at the horror fest. I met no, I can't recall the names. C. Thomas Howell. Yeah, he was in Outsiders and E.T. and all the goodies. You got freaked out from the Wizard of Oz movie. Do you know that I live in the little town that the creator of the Wizard of Oz was born? So we have yellow brick sidewalks, and there's Oz parades here every year. And I actually, when I was 14, I came home and all the original Munchkins were in my living room upstairs. They were all there. I met them. It was crazy. It's a very surreal memory. A horror version of the Phantom of the Opera with Robert Englund. I vaguely remember that movie. So you hate meat. So I hate meat. I think meat is great when it's on the animal that it should be on. Living. Okay, what are we on here? I've had electric toothbrush for like 5 years now, 4 or 5 years. I've had this one for a couple months, and it's amazing. And with the discount code, you're getting it for like really cheap. You can't stop laughing. That was so. Which part was funny? Yeah, the music from Lost Boys. That was "Thou Shall Not Kill," "Cry Little Sister." So American Horror Story. So I have not seen Hotel yet. I've seen I'm on Carnival still. I can't get through Carnival. Oh, Death by Stereo. Yeah, he died. Death by Stereo. Try holy water, death breath. Can we just do quotes from Lost Boys the rest of the night? Your family is from Kansas, and I'm from like where it all started for the Wizard of Oz. Susan, go to my YouTube channel and the video that I uploaded today. You can click right in the description for the toothbrush and use the code right there, and it's like 75% off. So you're getting like a $250 toothbrush for like 60 some bucks or something like that. I think that's how much it'll be. And just from me to you, it's totally worth it. It's a rad toothbrush. It's like a Sonic one. It's got this ultraviolet light that you put the toothbrush head in when you're done using it, and it'll like kill all the germs on there. It's vegan friendly, eco friendly, all that good stuff. So and for me, electric toothbrushes are way better on my teeth than doing it myself and ruining my teeth. So Yeah, this was a good stream tonight. I mean, we talked about some good things, interesting things. I almost finished my watermelon. Yeah, my other one before this one was pretty old. I definitely needed a new one. Maybe I'll use the old one for Indy. Get his teeth all cleaned. Ooh, I love asparagus. Asparagus. I do eat a lot of raw meals. You know, despite a lot of my videos, I don't always eat, but it's usually the comfort food ones that the people want to see that I do like a raw video, nobody wants to see it. And I was raw for a while, but I'm not completely raw anymore. Am I preparing for any races? No. I just kind of run at my own leisure. Not really leisure, but to work out. So raw was fine, but I feel like it was too restrictive, and I didn't want to feel like that anymore. What I did find was I felt the same. Uh, I felt just as healthy as long as I took out. I could cook my food, but as long as I refrained from like all the processed foods, there was really no difference. I felt as far as health wise goes from being raw or cooking my food, as long as I was using like cooking from scratch, raw herbs and spices, seasoning up, that kind of thing. And yeah, I like to cook too. It might be, if you're if you live in the right place, it can be very affordable too, but it does get pricey when you don't live in the right place and you can't get all these raw foods for cheap. You might go to the store and buy, you know spend a ton of money and you realize, I only got like one or two meals here. Yeah, really, depending on where you live, you might have an awesome farmer's market where you can totally eat really cheap, eat raw really cheap. But if you don't, like Susan said, live out in like the frozen parts, like kind of like how I am in the winter. It can get pretty pricey. And I like peanut butter cups too much. But I am I'm actually done. I'm not craving watermelon anymore. Peanut butter cups. I shouldn't have said that because now I want one. Good night, vegan dumpweed. Thank you for joining us tonight. Whitney's back. Whitney, did you go live? How was your broadcast? I'm still on. Yeah, that's the other thing. It can get kind of expensive if you're looking for all like non-GMO fruits, if you don't have like a really nice farmer's market where you live. What's a good chocolate that isn't bitter? Okay, so I don't know where you live, but Germany has this chocolate that's like, it tastes like a milk chocolate. It's vegan. It's called Vago. Like, a Vago bar, and you can order them online. They're a little pricey, but they're so delicious. It's like eating milk chocolate that's vegan. Awesome. Glad to hear that, Whitney. I'll catch up with you soon, and I'll definitely see you at Expo East. They also have like if you there's nowhere around where I live, but when I was out west and when I was in like Portland and stuff, I found chocolate called Schmilk. Like they had like a peanut butter log and like an almond something, hazelnut or whatever. It was really good. It's almost comparable to the Vago. Have you tried the Justin's peanut butter cups? The dark chocolate ones? They're pretty good. Go Max Go Food does veganized commercial bars. I haven't heard of that. The Go Max one. Yeah, the No Way chocolate. Some people like those, some people don't. They have like the No-Nos, which are like the vegan M&Ms, and then they have Easter eggs, like the Cadbury egg ones. I actually like those. They're pretty good. Homies with bars to go vegan. You want tips on going vegan? All right, this is what I tell everybody. Make a list of all your favorite foods and then go and Google vegan versions of what you made a list of. You can veganize just about anything. So you're going to come up with a whole bunch of results. You're going to pick one recipe, make it. If you don't like it, try a different one. There's going to be thousands of recipes for everything you Google. So find something that you like until you've completely changed over your list of normal foods that you normally eat to vegan versions of it. Oh, the Twilight bar, yes. I've had that. If it's too rich and sweet, I don't really usually like it. So yeah, a lot of the dark chocolates can be pretty bitter. You just got to find one that's, I mean, Trader Joe's has some that are pretty good. I just used it in the camping video. I made s'mores with it. Or no, I used the peanut butter cup. I made s'mores in the other one that I haven't posted yet. I have had Cocomel's. It's been a few years. They're pretty good. I want to make a vegan like Kit Kat. So let's see what we have up here for like the top fans. We have Oren, Amen, Michael Callahan, Bloody Zombie, Bailey, Shannon Rose, Diane, Darlene Clemente, Kevin Novak, Pamela. Thank you all for the tips. Really appreciate it. Why vegan food is so expensive. Actually, I did a video on vegan on a budget. If you eat you can get vegan food cheaper than any other food. It's when you get the pre-packaged, prepared foods, imitation food, stuff like that. That's where it gets pricey, and it can be expensive. But you can definitely buy vegan food for cheaper than any other, diet out there. What's my favorite Gardein product? Oh man, those pizza pockets are pretty good. And last expo they gave us like a bag of like 90 of the pizza pockets, and breakfast pockets, and we just were like sharing them for lunch, dinner, breakfast. So good. Yeah, aquafaba is a pretty great thing that was invented a few years back. Aquafaba. Whole Foods is good. It has a lot of stuff, and it's pretty expensive. If you're near a Whole Foods, I don't have a Whole Foods near me. The closest one is probably in Albany, which is about 2 hours away. So, um, whenever I'm in New York City, I'll stop there. Vegan power. You know what I think of vegan power? Like when I first went vegan way back in the day, I have a friend, and he's been in a few of my videos too. But I have a friend that uh, up here in like the Syracuse area, up by the school, there was like there'd always be concerts, and I know like the Grateful Dead 1-to-1 and like some other bands, and he would make like vegan like popcorn balls, and like he would like do the absolute like easiest thing. Like he'd buy a bunch of loaves of bread and make just peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and go up there and sell them. And I remember one time he was like, he had these popcorn balls. He's like, get your popcorn, get your vegan power popcorn. And every time I hear vegan power, that's what I think of. Yeah, Wegmans is great. You guys have a pretty awesome Whole Foods though. You're in Minneapolis, right? Yeah. Sir Cardi started vegan 2 weeks ago. Been a great journey. Congratulations. That's awesome. Are you feeling a difference? I know after 2 weeks, I felt a difference. Oh, St. Paul. Okay. Do you get down to Herbivorous Butcher a lot? I could go for one of their sandwiches right now. How is this how is this stream right now? I know a lot of them that I've done have been not so great. The Wi-Fi that I was at was not very good. Is it okay tonight? Am I choppy? Can you hear me okay? That's awesome. Yeah. So even people that are like working at grocery stores are noticing that there's more vegan stuff going through the. I was in Wegmans the other day, and I was going to buy some Beyond Burgers, and I saw this like big like biker dude that looked like he was straight out of like Sons of Anarchy, and he just got this basket with him, and he walks over in front of me, and he opens the drawer, and he grabs some of those Beyond Burgers and throws them in his basket, and I noticed everything else in there was vegan as well, and he walked away. Pretty cool. Jay Selby's. What kind of vegan restaurant is that? I need to go back out there again and visit the Herbivorous Butcher. So the Beyond Beef or what about the Beyond Burger? I got some cool recipes coming up with that. All right, some more watermelon juices. I didn't talk to him. The Sons of Anarchy vegan. Malibu Garden Burgers. I don't know if I've heard of those. The Beyond Burgers are really good. I do like them. They're good. There does need to be more vegan restaurants. It depends where you are, though. Like if you go to California, there's vegan restaurants everywhere you go. But out here where I live, we only have one. And if I was going to stay here, I'd probably open up my own restaurant. And I probably will at some point down the road. But right now, I don't want to do it quite yet. I still want to do other things. I like the whole traveling thing. Yeah, there's some, you know, impressive vegan bodybuilders out there. I know a few of them: Robert Cheek, Tori Washington, Dom Thompson, BJ's Wholesale. Emmy's going to San Francisco for the first time. I've been there. I've only been there twice. I really liked it though. Where do I want to travel? Seattle. Um, yeah, I want to travel uh, all over the U.S. I want to go to New Zealand. I want to go to Europe. Does the Beyond Burger taste like meat? Um, I could see that how it could like fool somebody by being a burger, but I don't know. It's been almost 30 years since I ate meat, and I just know that it's good. It's good, and I think it could fool some people into thinking that it really was meat. Even the color, it's got beet juice in it, so it's got like a red color. Um, but just knowing that it's an all vegan product, and it's made with like beets and I think pea protein, and it's got some coconut oil in there and stuff. You don't even need to grease your pan or anything when you're cooking it because it's got its own greases in it, which is the coconut oil in it. Cooks really well. The first vegan store on Mars? The Beyond Meat burger crumbles. Yeah, they're just kind of like any other crumbles that you can buy, like Gardein or the generic ones. Tacoma, Washington. Never been there. The videos of you and Issa were so funny. Yeah, I miss doing those. Those were really fun. So if you guys haven't seen it, we have Issa Chandra, the creator of Veganomicon and all of the great cookbooks and Modern Love. We're like good friends, and we went to all the as many Whole Foods as we could, and we would just go in there and just she's so funny. Just check it out. But it's on my second channel, so I kind of stopped uploading videos to the second channel. Decided just to put them all on this channel. But the second channel was for like any kind of like vlog or something that I would post, and all the cooking shows would be on the main channel. But then, like, why not? I just decided to put them all on the main channel. So if you go over the Vegan Zombie 2, you'll find those. Some fake meats are too realistic for me. Do you ever find that? Well, I actually talk about that in one of my the video of when I first tried the Beyond Burger. That was actually a couple years ago. I talk about that, and like the thing is we're all desensitized from like pretty much from birth of like eating meat and dairy and all that and burgers and what they should be. But I have a different perspective as far as like a burger. Okay, so I say that I think it's more normal to want to take like herbs and spices and beans and legumes, all that kind of thing, grind that up and form a burger patty and cook that and eat it, than it is to raise an animal, slaughter it, kill it, process it, and make a burger out of that. So I want to say that the burger patties are, I would say, these are more normal and the other ones are more abnormal. We got to stop thinking that way. So I don't know. That's just my thoughts. Cows are pretty awesome. Cows are friends. So wow, it's been over 2 hours already. You guys are still watching? What's everyone doing? I don't even, it's like what, 2:30? I got on almost at midnight. Yeah, I could probably do a video on that. I actually just had veggie egg rolls. Egg rolls are, a lot of egg rolls are vegan, veggie egg rolls. I just went to a Vietnamese place and they have a whole vegan menu. And I had veggie egg rolls. I had some a banh mi, which was awesome. I just had some Amy's burgers, a couple days ago actually. What kind of foods do you have over there in Holland? Yeah, some egg rolls do. I ordered on the actual vegan menu. I always ask. Vegan pho is the best. I don't know. I guess the best thing to do would probably be either to ask or make them yourself if you want like the gluten-free egg rolls. Spring rolls. I had spring rolls with the tofu, and they had like some vegan ham as well. Oh, it's still pretty early over there in Seattle. Avoiding sleep. You guys have to work in the morning? I don't want to keep anyone up. That's how it is. When you go vegan, you just learn to like read everything. Like I can like skim through something really fast and I'll see the keywords. And if something has too many ingredients, I'm just like, I don't even want this. Um, but yeah, you can always call the company and find out if something's vegan or not. Manuel's been vegan. Manuel's been vegan for a year and a half. Congrats on that. And you haven't had an egg roll? A good vegan breakfast sauce. The Gimme Lean is really good. It comes in like a little package like that. You just cut off like a little puck. We actually do. We have one. We have a recipe in our cookbook using one of those. From the only vegan restaurant here in Syracuse makes an egg trick muffin, like an egg McMuffin kind of thing, but it's vegan. And they use like the Gardein or the no the Gimme Lean vegan sausage. It's actually really good. Ooh, that sounds good. The vegan fajita bowl. I've never been to Holland. You have a vegan snack bar in Holland. You know what when I did my tour in Germany at the Vegans, they had this like, out of all the ice cream I've had everywhere, they had like the best ice cream. So they would make it there in an ice cream maker. They had this, I think it was like a rice milk ice cream that they had, just like a neutral vanilla flavor or whatever, and they'd cut like a little puck off and they'd put it in this machine and anything else you'd want in it, and it would like grind it all up like a blizzard, and then you'd have your soft serve ice cream. It was so good. I went to a restaurant in Bowl vegan chili. It was 13. Yeah, it depends where you go. Some places are a lot more expensive, and it depends like what area you're in. Like you go to some of the big cities and they're going to charge a lot of money, but you go to other places, they're going to be more reasonable. The Herbivorous Butcher has a great breakfast sausage. I don't think I tried that. Yeah, Strong Hearts. They usually have really good specials every month. A new vegan bakery in St. Paul. So I went when I was after Herbivorous Butcher. We hit up Glam Dolls for some vegan donuts. Philly. So I just went to Philly again for like the first time in like over almost 25 years, and we only went to Blackbird Pizza, but they had an amazing Philly cheesesteak. It was really good. And then the wings. It was like a barbecue, it was a root beer barbecue battered chicken wings, vegan of course, and they were really good too. Um, I've never been to Veg, but I hear Veg is there, and yeah, vegan donuts are everywhere now. I might be going to one later this week. How often do I like to travel? Um, every few months or so. That's how much I've been traveling though. Like I've been traveling a lot. Like I hit up LA, then I came back home, I went back to LA again, I came back, I went to Pennsylvania, New York City, and the last place I was at was like Philadelphia and then New York. And that was for the Vegan Power running team, the Ragnar running team, where everybody ran 200 miles in 24 hours, which was amazing. The vegan Reuben is something that we have been saying we were going to make for so long. We've got the seitan, we've made all the seitan, we got to make the kraut, and then we want to make our own bread for that. I have been to Donagene. Actually, I went there on Memorial Day, so Roy opened the restaurant for me to go there and film there. And I haven't edited that video yet, but be on the lookout for it because it's a pretty cool video. And the food was amazing. Donagene in San Diego. Robin says, I only run unless chased, but want to change that. See, I was never a runner either. I could never run. Like, if I ran a mile, I'd be out of breath for like the next 24 hours. It was bad. But I just started running, and one night I ran. I was gonna go a mile, and then I'm like, okay, I'll go 2 miles, and then I went 3 miles. And once I hit 3 miles, that had been the furthest I've ever ran in my life, 3 miles. And then I kept going. I went 4 miles. So anything I did over that was my personal best record. And then I just kept going. And when I hit mile 5, I felt like I wasn't even in my body. I was just like zoning out, and I just was running. And everything was like I was outside of my body. It just sounded weird, and I'm just like, and then I ran 6 miles, and I only intended to run 1 mile. So that was like my personal best, because I was never a runner. So now I want to see how far. Yeah, the Guardian Mandarin chicken is pretty good. To be honest, I'm getting hungry with all this food talk here. Anybody else? How long have you been running? Probably about, I mean, I've been trying to run on and off, but like really doing this, like probably the last 4 or 5 years. But I didn't run the 6 miles until late last year. So before that, I would run maybe a mile and a half, 2 miles, and I'd be like, okay, I'm done. And that was it. So the other night, I got some new running shoes and I ran. I wanted to see, because I'm not like the best runner. Um, but I wanted to see how fast I could run 1 mile. So I ran 1 mile. It was an 8 minute, 8.18 mile, which was my personal best ever. Because when I ran the 6 miles, it was a 9.44 mile. If any of you know about the timing of running and stuff, if you don't, you probably like, this is boring. How did I suddenly get in shape for running? Well, I didn't get like, okay, so about 5 years, I'd, I've always pretty much been in shape because I've been an avid skateboarder since I was real young and into martial arts and that kind of thing. In 2000 and, when was it? 2009? Early 2009, I was working out and I hurt my back really bad. Um, and so then I was out of commission for a while. And then after 2 years of just dealing with the pain, I got a surgery, and I didn't like how out of shape I was because I had never been out of shape ever. And so then at that point, a little bit, so about almost exactly 5 years ago, I just decided, like, I'm changing. I'm getting older. I'm going to change my life around. And I did a bunch of things that changed. Okay, so I started working out every single day, and I went raw vegan. And I only stayed raw vegan, completely 100% raw vegan for about 3 or 4 months. And then the rest of that year, I was probably 80% raw vegan. So I went raw vegan. I started working out every single day. And my main workout was pull-ups, push-ups and pull-ups, because I don't like going to the gym. I don't like working out at gyms or anything. So I started my own routine, and I couldn't really do many pull-ups. Like, I think I could do at the most like 5 or 6. So I would just keep doing that throughout the day. I'd go down, I'd sit down, I'd be working on my computer, and then I'd go over and I'd do more pull-ups to the point where I could do 10, and then I could do 15, and then I could do 20, and then I could do 30. And I think at the most that I've done was 42 pull-ups in a row. And if you've ever tried pull-ups, that's pretty good. And that's doing them every single day to get to that point. Um, and I was seeing results, like really good results. I was totally fit and in shape. And then, and when I was doing this, I was implementing running, and I was never a good runner. I'd always get out of breath. And I started running like mile and a half, 2 miles. But it wasn't until about like, probably it wasn't only until about a year ago when I finally was able to run, further and further and further and not be out of breath and get to the point where like I could control my breathing, which I'd always wanted to do that, like pretty much all my life. I'm like, how do people run? How do people do this without running out of breath? Because I get to the point where physically I'm not tired, but I can't breathe. Like, I cannot breathe any longer, so I have to stop. And I figured it out. I went at a pace where I could breathe and run and just keep running and keep running and keep running. And I guess I finally stopped when I hit 6 miles. So yeah, and I've been working out almost 5 years in a row, every single day without missing a day working out. So I think I missed a bunch of comments here, going into detail right there. Let's see. Snacking on roasted beet hummus. That sounds pretty good. Does running hurt your knees? It never did, but recently, yes. Um, I ran probably 3 miles a couple weeks ago, and then I walked another 3 after that with my dog, and my knee hurt my right knee really hurt a lot, and that's never happened to me before. So I got one of those knee braces and I put that on, and I got some new shoes that actually running shoes to help cushion my run. And um, yeah, the last time I ran was just a couple nights ago when I just mentioned I tried to go as fast as I could for an entire mile, and it seemed to work. So I noticed that like when I'm just standing around, when I'm just standing, talking, or doing whatever, just standing there, I'm I'm usually leaning all my weight on my right knee. So I've been trying to be aware of that and not lean on that knee anymore. So yeah, it feels fine now. Wait, Robin, you don't drink, but your phone drinks? Oh, 'cause it's yeah. Sometimes the phones and their auto-correcting shenanigans, I just don't even, I don't know. Hi, Adriana. Thanks for joining us. How comfortable are the as nature intended shoes? Okay, so these shoes, they're not meant for running. It's got a very thin sole. They're comfortable for walking and that kind of thing. Um, and I like them because they're nice and light and they're not bulky. They fit to my foot like really nice. That's one of the reasons I really like these shoes. It's an all vegan company, but the soles are pretty thin. So if you need like arch support or something like that, they're probably not the shoe for you. But if you're just looking for something comfortable, like the slip-ons are nice too. Like I just slip them on and walk around with those. They're pretty nice. Yeah, and I still have those high tops, and maybe I'll start wearing those. The high tops are pretty much brand new. I'm always wearing the lace-up ones. I actually got to get another pair because the sole is pretty much, I've been wearing them for like a year and a half, so they're kind of much wearing through. I've been wearing the slip-ons a lot more too, and they look nice for like when they could be casual or dress up. I actually got the toe shoes for like, um, anytime I went hiking and when there's water around and stuff like that. They work pretty nice, and I did run with them. I used to run with them. I never really bought proper running shoes, so are we having fun? Which YouTubers do I watch? I love a show called Film Riot. Um, and then I'll just kind of like, I don't know, just kind of browse through YouTube, different videos. Um, but most of the time I'm creating my own videos or editing videos or posting videos or stuff like that. So I'm not always watching, like, I don't really watch any, I mean, I have watched a lot of YouTube things, but I don't like have any routine like vegan shows or anything that I watch. Um, I mean, I have, but I'm usually watching like film stuff and stuff that intrigues me like that. I mean, I know why I'm vegan. Film Riot. They actually started around the same time I started, and I just started watching their show grow. They just showed like how to, um, make videos and film from low budget, and they just kind of grew. And I don't know, that's just something that I always wanted. I actually got in one of their videos once. I did like a contest way back in the day when I first started the Vegan Zombie, and they used the clip in one of their videos. But yeah, they really inspire me. No Egg Craig, I was on his show and he's on my show, and that video will probably be coming within the next week or two. My interview at his candy factory. I don't drink caffeine. I don't drink soda. I've never tasted coffee or alcohol. James saw my morning routine. Really good. Thank you, James. I have not seen The Happy Pair. I got to do another video with No Egg Craig sometime. We'll do something. We live close to each other. I don't. I rarely ever get sick. And when I do, I don't remember the last time I was sick. It's usually once every couple of years or so. And it's usually only for like a night or two. Not even two, just like a night. But I have a friend that does all that holistic stuff, and she's really an expert on it. She owns her own yoga studio. She's been on my show before. Yeah, actually, I interviewed his whole family in the video that I'm about to post. The whole fam was there. Well, mom, dad. We had pizza. Shakti. Yeah, no, Saraswati. Yeah, you met her. She was with me when we traveled out to Standing Rock. That's right. Oh no, that's okay. We did a Beyond Burger video at her place with the Beyond Burger, and then we did some pizza. See, I have a ton of videos I still have to edit. That's the problem. You film these videos and then it just takes forever to edit. So I have a lot of content to come still. I could like not film anything for like a month and still have content to post for like probably the next 2 months. I want to do another vegan zombie style video. I really do. It's hard when you're the only one doing it, you know? It's like I found that when I'm not, because John isn't as available anymore. He's not as available anymore. So when I have to be in the videos and I'm not behind the camera seeing how all the angles are and how I want it, it usually doesn't come out the way I want it to. So it's kind of hard. So I just wish I could find, I guess in my area, more like-minded people that would be interested in doing that kind of thing. But I miss doing those videos, like the zombie style videos. That's right. Filming is easy, editing is a pain. And it's very tedious, you know. You could edit all day and have like a perfect video and still find things that you could do to make it better. So it's all about like when you're finally just going to say, okay, I just need to release the video. Release the Kraken. You guys can't hear me when I do that? The speaker is all within the like the little webcam right there. You can't hear me. That's a good idea, James. I should just post a video. Okay, so you guys can hear me. You're trying to trick me. Your ears are going to sleep. Well, it is almost midnight or 1 where you are. That's where Craig comes in. That's right. Am I moving to California? I was supposed to move there, but um, probably not. I've been traveling out there, doing what I need to do out there. So I've been traveling out there several times a year and staying for like, 2 to 3 weeks at a time, doing all the work I need to do out there. I know I'd probably get a lot more done if I was out there. The last time I was out there, not too long ago, it was just, last month, I got so much done. So I was there for what, 2 weeks? No, I was only there for a week. And then before that, I was there for like 3.5 weeks. And every single day I was filming some really cool content that I still have to post. I haven't even caught up yet because I went to California back in March that was like the 3.5 week one. I went out there for Expo and I stayed the entire month until the vegan street fair. And then I went back home and then I came back for Eat Drink Vegan. And I'm still editing videos from March. So I have videos and I'm trying to do like time sensitive ones first. So there are some that I have already edited. Like I already edited the Eat Drink Vegan and I edited the camping that I just did last week, but I still have content from back in March that I'm editing, and then I come back home to Syracuse at the end of March and April and May, and that's when I did the video with No Egg Craig, and so I'm editing I still have all that to edit, and then the second time that I went back out to California, which was last month, I have all that content to edit too. So I have some really fun things that I think you guys will enjoy if you like the channel. So, am I a night owl? Yes, I've always been a night owl. I'm not really a morning person. It's not that I'm not really a morning person, I'm just not a morning person. I do my work as soon as I wake up, like I showed you if you watched my morning routine video, but I like to do work as well at nighttime. That's when I feel best doing it. Manuel, definitely at some point I will make that movie, but I don't want to just rush it. And I know I've been saying that for years, but things just, first it was just like trying to get the right skill set to do it, and then it was getting the right people to do it, and then it just turned into like just being like having the finances to be able to do it. And at some point I will do it. I'm just trying to finally, get back on my feet. It took a lot just to get where I am today. To be able to do this full time took everything I had, pretty much. So I love California too, Rose. I drove through Eugene, Oregon, the Emerald Valley, the bestest in the stores. I do love camping. So that one time that I was in Seattle, I went down to Portland, and then I met up with a friend after the Eat Drink Vegan there, the Vegan Beer Fest, and then we headed out back towards Grass Valley, California. And on the way, I think we went through Eugene. I think we stopped somewhere there. I have a video somewhere about it. And then we went to Mount Shasta, or at least we got some pictures near Mount Shasta. And then we went digging for gold. Yes, so Bailey, yes, Cesar, he's a great personality, and he's in like every one of my videos that are going to be coming up from my last trip to California. We basically went out and had like epic food nights. He's hilarious. He's a great dude, and we go out to eat, and I eat till I can't eat anymore. I can't eat anymore, and I'm totally stuffed. And he's already planning on where we're going to as soon as we're done with this restaurant. And I'm like, you're gonna have to eat the food on camera because I can't. I'm stuffed. And he just keeps doing it, and he's just so funny. But he's in all my videos. It's gonna be fun. You're gonna even see him driving the Nanamu truck. That's right. Well, I'm glad that you guys are night owls too, so I don't feel like I'm keeping everybody up. Thanks, Robin. I guess, I don't know if it's like successful or if it's just, it's hard. It's really hard. And I've had like quite a bit of bad luck in the past year, but, things could be better, but, I guess successful as far as like, hearing like anytime that I feel like down and then all of a sudden I hear somebody say, hey, your channel helped me go vegan or something like that. Like that, reinforces why, I started what I was doing and why I continue to do this. So, yeah. Yeah, Shasta was, I only have a picture of it from like where we stopped. I didn't really go up to it and climb it or anything, but yeah, it was pretty beautiful. I do have Indy, and I don't see him. I see the other dog. The other dog is looking at me. She looks like a dark Falcor. Thank you, Susan. That's what I tried to do, was make cooking easy for everybody. Like, hey, look, this is what I started doing when I was younger. Like, I'm just going to show other people that how easy it is to be vegan, how easy it is to cook. And I try to make it fun too. You've never been to New York and you want to, well, New York's a pretty big state. It's not big compared to California, but are you talking about New York City or the rest of New York? New York City is great. The rest of New York is, some places are pretty great. Manuel, like I always get inspired. Like I want to make this movie so bad, but and especially like, and I tell people this. So there's I have a box set DVD from George Romero's original Day of the Dead, and no, not Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead. And when you watch like the extra footage, there's hours of extra footage of like the behind the scenes. And when I watch that like once a year, and it really inspires me to do more of the kind of videos that I make. And part of it inspired me to write the concept of the movie that I wrote. So James, that's awesome. Congrats. You lost 40 pounds. That's awesome. So that's 10 pounds a month. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, this was like the best decision I ever made, not even knowing it at the time. That's what I feel like too. Here I am. I thought when I was younger, the vision of myself when I would be this age was totally not how I feel now. Like I feel like I'm in better shape now than I was when I was 20. I made have you guys seen the trailer that I made for the movie? So I made that back in 2010, the trailer for the vegan zombie, and at the end it says coming in 2011. That didn't happen, but yeah. And I've learned a lot since then too, so someday we'll do it and we'll get some, I forget who it was, but I forget who. So this girl that was in, she wasn't the main star, but she was in Transformers the movie, and she contacted and said that she would love to be in my movie when I make it. And I was like, wow, I got to make this movie. Do you ever get discouraged by this sort of carnivore culture where we live in? No, never, because I know I'm doing the right thing, and I've found what I can do to help others, I guess. For years, I didn't know what my part would be, so I just kind of like was the quiet person that I just kind of accepted that, I'm doing what I can for, myself by being vegan. And I didn't know what else I can do to other people, for other people and stuff like that. It wasn't until I came up with the concept for the vegan zombie that I could try and, like help others and educate others and inspire others to go vegan. And I guess to my amazement, I've helped so many people. It's just amazing how many emails I've gotten over the years or comments or actual people that I've met in person say that, because of my show or whatever, that I've helped them transition to, to go vegan. So I know that I'm doing my part now, and that's part of the reason why I could never quit, because like this is what I'm doing. I feel like I'm doing something, whereas before I kind of felt like I was kind of jaded, and I was like, maybe it did discourage me back then, and I thought that people are going to do what they're going to do, and there's nothing I can do, and I can only worry about myself and the decisions that I make. And I know, however slight, I'm doing a little bit. I'm doing what I can on this earth. Um, but it's like a whole like it's like a pyramid. Like if you inspire some person to go vegan, how many other people did you inadvertently help go vegan? Because that one person is vegan, other people are going to go vegan because of that person, or just like it's going to be in their head. I mean, they might be eating a meal at work one day and somebody asks them what they're eating, and now the conversation has sparked and been brought up, and now they're talking vegan, and you were the one that initially inspired that person, and then it's just going to trickle down. I mean, I just read an article that the veganism in here in the United States has gone up 600% in like the last year, and it's just going to keep going up. More and more people. I mean, the facts are on our side. The compassion is on our side. I mean, people, you just can't have it both ways. You can't be eating meat and be an animal lover or be a compassionate while you're helping to further that kind of thing. So, thank you, Rose. See, that's the kind of thing that makes me, happy and passionate about what I do. And never, like, I always want to do this, I want to do this. And that's part of the reason why it was just, so much at the beginning that how I kind of just strive to be able to one day do this full time. So, I mean, when I was doing my other full time thing, all I could do was think about this. And everything that I earned on my full time thing went into this. So I just wanted to do that. This is what I wanted to do, to make content, to inspire, to help other people, to help animals, and also, love what I'm doing. It's no fun when you're doing something that you hate. Thank you, Manuel. Catalina became vegan 2 months ago. Congratulations. And so I get that from a lot of people. A lot of people say they sing that our theme song, Cooking with the Vegan Zombie. And if you watch our, I think one of our first, it happened on our first episode ever. The first episode that we ever filmed, John saying Cooking with a Vegan Zombie is a joke. And I happened to have the camera on when he did it. And I said, I'm going to use that for every video. And I did. He didn't think I was going to. Oh, you're the guy from YouTube. I started on YouTube, yeah. The Vegan Zombie. So yeah, I have the YouTube channel, The Vegan Zombie. Thank you, Robin. Yeah, Rose, I kind of feel the same way, that this meat and dairy, and what they put in it. Vegan boot camp. That would be cool. My grandfather and my aunt both died of Alzheimer's. My uncle died of Alzheimer's. Well, they say going vegan can definitely help that disease, a lot of diseases. So sometimes people don't want to do it until like a life-threatening thing happens to them. But yeah, I would say everybody try to do what makes you happy. Try to be passionate about something. I mean, that's what I did. I was working a job that I didn't like. I tried really hard to succeed at a goal that I was working towards for like almost 12 years, and it didn't happen. And then I started reevaluating things. And that's when I just started brainstorming, like, what do I love? What am I passionate about? What can I be passionate about? What can I do? And that's when I came up with the entire concept. I am. I'm almost done with my watermelon. I mean, there's still a lot there, but it's, how it tastes when it gets kind of close to the end. That's how it tastes right now. I guess I could pour the rest out into a cup or something and have some watermelon juice. But that's okay. I mean, I don't need any more watermelon. It's 3 a.m. here. 3 a.m. and I've been on for 3 hours. Wow, we got 2,900 thumbs up. You can kind of tell in my voice. But we still have 18 people watching, so either you fell asleep at your computer or you left it going. I haven't been on here in a while. I know I said I was going to. I'm really not that tired though. I know I sound it, but I don't know. Maybe I will. I've been posting a lot of videos lately too. And I finally got ahead on a few things. So I have a couple videos that are already edited and ready to go, and that has rarely ever happened for me in the entire time that I've been running this YouTube channel. So working on your planner for July. I want to go on another road trip. Last year I went up to Montreal and over to Portland, Maine, visited Stephen King's house, and then went back through Albany, hit up Bourbon and Wolf's vegan place, and then came back home. Hey, no problem. I like coming on. As long as people are interacting. I really hate going on here when there's like 3 people watching and like nobody's saying anything. Because then I'm just like, hey, I'm talking to myself. And if nobody's going to talk, then I'll just probably be like, all right, guys, got to go. But if we're actually having a conversation, like, I mean, there's so many things. Like, I mean, you just got to pick my brain. But I have so many things to talk about. But I don't always want to just like, I don't know. Sometimes I just don't know what to talk about. But we started this entire. Do you guys remember? Has anybody been on here from the beginning? Do you know how we started this conversation? 3 hours ago? We started this conversation with that whole Target pulling Hampton Creek fiasco. That's what we were talking about. And now we're here. We talked a little bit about horror movies. I mean, we had some good conversations. Let's see. Have you seen the vans that you can rent and have beds and a small kitchen in them? Like RVs? So yeah, so I like talking about horror movies and zombies, but I feel like not everybody, and I realize that, like, not everybody likes the whole zombie part, but and I didn't know how I was going to take that when I first started the show, but soon after, a lot of people commented and said, like, you know, we really helped their kids go vegan. So at that point, we're like, okay, we can't, we have to be kid friendly. I'm still going to put zombies in there, and occasionally, like, we'll kill a zombie or two, but it's not going to be, it's still going to be, as kid friendly. We don't swear in our videos. Although I swear a lot in real life, but I don't swear in my videos. And yeah, so, and then I realized not everybody likes horror and zombies. And most people do follow me for, the vegan aspect of it. So if I posted like, kind of like a zombie only video, nobody really watches it. But when I post like a food only video, so I can't have it both ways, because some people are like, like, we haven't seen a zombie. Come on, hurry up and put a zombie in it. You haven't done it in forever. And it's like, okay, so I put a zombie in it. And then people are like, why are you guys put? But that's my whole thing, I tried to make the show unique. Otherwise, I would just be like, we would just have like a normal cooking show, and there's so many of those. And the funny thing is when we started this, there was no cooking shows. There were no vegan cooking shows. So I made something that didn't exist. Like, I didn't watch any vegan cooking shows that inspired me to make this. Like, I thought of the concept, why don't I make a cooking show and put it on YouTube? And also, why don't I make it set in the zombie apocalypse? So right there, that was like my unique thing to do. And I guess that still kind of makes it unique, but there's like a million cooking shows now. So the vegan Pac-Man shirt, so I got that from vegan t-shirt company called Goods and Evil, and they have some really cool shirts. I have a Pennsylvania's for a zombie shirt because, you know, the whole George Romero in Pennsylvania, Night of the Living Dead. But yeah, they have a lot of really cool shirts. A lot of sci-fi shirts and stuff like that. Where am I here? It's been good. I'm glad you watched, Susan. You know, we're gonna kill a zombie or two. But see, here's the thing: zombies are fantasy. You know, they're not. You know, they're not animals. They're not people. They're mindless things that are going to eat you if you don't kill them. I'm trying to catch up here. Let's see. Here we go. Yeah, sometimes like there's nothing to ask. You just can't think of anything. Sometimes there's nothing to talk about. But if the right things are said, you know, you have tons of things to talk about. Juicy RV rentals. A nice one, SK. Plans for life. There are a lot of zombies out there, and you know, somebody's got to do something about it. Off to bed. Hello. Oh, hi there. Okie dokie. Good night. Thanks for stopping in. A horror film that really scared me. You know, okay, so when I watch a horror film, I like to do the whole um, suspension of reality. So even though I know it's not real, I try to put myself in their position. And when I saw it in the movie theater at the time, I know there's a million movies out there like it now, but at the time, I thought The Ring was really scary. Like at the end when she came out of the TV at him, like I was like, you know, because I'm willingly trying to pretend that it's real, that I'm actually there, and I'm like, whoa, that was scary. And same with Ju-on. What is Ju-on? Ju-on, The Grudge. The Grudge was also like that. And also, one of the first of its kind was the Blair Witch Project. And I tell everybody this, I saw this in a movie theater. And I mean, I knew it wasn't real, but, you know, it was a found footage. And the people I was with, I'm like, yeah, this is real, you know, and they believe me. But if you didn't pay attention to the beginning and what the lady says about what happens, and then you get to the end of it, so half the people didn't pay attention, they didn't connect the dots. So half the people in the movie theater at the very end were like, well, that was stupid. And I was like, oh my God, that was like so scary because I paid attention in the beginning. So anyway, I thought Blair Witch was pretty scary at the time. 1408, the part when he looks across the street and he sees somebody and it's like behind him, that's pretty scary. Yeah, the first ring. That's funny, Robin. The Ring and the Grudge made you call it quits for a horror film. And then that noise was like, ah. Okay, now I thought of something. Ever thought about creating a shop vegan online on a budget video? Um, you mean in addition to the video I already posted, vegan on a budget video, like how you could shop online? You know, I have an even better idea than that, but I need funding to do it. So if I was going to do it, I would have to do like a Kickstarter or something. But I think it's a pretty amazing idea. I don't want to really talk about the details too much, but it would be a travel show. And if I decide to do it, I do want to do it. I guess my biggest thing when doing it is like my dog. Like I got to bring him with me, and it's not always easy when I travel. Are there zombies involved in my show? Yeah, if you watch my show, the cooking episodes are set in character. So if you watch those, like I'm not gonna act like I am right now. I act like I'm in the zombie apocalypse. So and same with John. John's the other host of the show, and it started with me. And so we have a cooking channel, and in some of our older videos, it just got to be too much work with not enough, too much work without enough like reward kind of thing. Um, but our older videos have zombies in it, and we would try to get away from the zombies and find like a safe house or a kitchen, and then cook a meal, cook a vegan meal, show you the meal, and then at the end, like, you know, the zombies would be coming, so like, hey, we got to go, check us out in the next video. And that's the way I envision the show to be all the time. And then that just got to be too burdensome, and a lot of work, you know, and a lot of the money was coming out of my pocket to do it, so it wasn't free to do these videos. But they were free for everybody to watch, so you just couldn't keep up with them. So then I just decided, hey, like I'm getting just as many views by just putting a camera up and, you know, doing like whatever, like, you know, a vlogish kind of video. So I started implementing those, and like I always wanted to do like a lifestyle show. I've always wanted to do like a diners, drive-ins, and dives vegan style. And if you be vegan, like today I posted a my morning routine video, what I do every morning. I did camping videos, you know, vegan camping. Um, and then like I do a lot of like when I travel, like it's, you know, I go to different vegan restaurants and I show people, you know, here's this vegan restaurant, here's this vegan. These are all the foods. Like when people say there's nothing to eat as a vegan, look at these delicious foods I'm eating all over the country or wherever I'm going. But yeah, like we started out with the cooking recipe videos, and we've done hundreds of cooking recipe videos, and we've you know created our own cookbook, ebook, and so I kind of thought that, you know, I've done so many cooking videos, let's try something else. I'm never going to abandon the cooking videos, but I just wanted to do something else there too. And it's funny because we crowdfunded our cookbook, and we were looking for an amount of money that I didn't think we were even going to reach. And we reached that in, I think, 3 days. And by the end of our Kickstarter, we got 3 times the amount of money we were looking for. So we did an even better cookbook than we initially were going to put out. And then we, you know, we did a tour in Germany. And we also, so our cookbook is now in English, German, and French. And I'm missing some of my books. So I'm almost out again. I'm missing my French books and my German book. I can't find it. So I'm moving around a lot. Like I'm trying to find a place to live. Words at 3 a.m. are difficult sometimes. Have I ever tried going raw vegan? I was completely 100% raw vegan for about 3 or 4 months. And then for the rest of the remainder of that year, I was about 80% raw vegan. And I would never be 100% raw again, but I do eat a lot of raw food on a daily basis. Look at all those moons. Exactly, James. That's the question that people need to kind of like turn around in their head, like the backwards thinking. You want to start doing push-ups, but you're underweight. So that'd be great for you to like just go ahead and eat what you want and then work out. So you have the opposite problem as most people. You're trying to put on weight. People think I look like Jared Leto. Do you think so? Um, I think in some pictures I can look like him, but I don't. I don't. I guess I can. I guess I resemble him. Mainly, people say because of my eyes and my hair, but other than that, I don't. I look completely different. But I did do a. He did a couple of pictures, so I tried to pose like he did, and I tweeted it to him. Let me show you the one I did. If I can, maybe I don't have it. Oh, here it is. I mean, you can't really tell, but one of them's me and one of them's him. Let's see. There you go. Which one's me and which one's him? I tweeted it to him and he didn't like that. I don't know if he liked it. He didn't say anything. Probably. But that would be cool to get him on my show and be like, Jared, are you really vegan or are you not? There's the other one. You can't really see it on this camera. I don't even know what's left and right when we're talking about camera stuff. What is this? Is this a mirror or what? Usually when I put my hair down and I have my beard out, then people are like, "Oh, you look like Jared." Or I put a pair of sunglasses on. But if I see him, I'm totally gonna do it. I'm gonna be like, "Yo, Jared, can I have your autograph?" And I'll just be like, come up to him, put my hair down, put on some sunglasses, some shades, and be like, "Yo." I'm just kidding. I probably wouldn't talk to him. Can we read your shirt? It says 22 days nutrition. Yeah, my hair's long. Yeah, my hair's pretty long. So that's the other thing I did. I forgot to mention, like, when I started working out 5 years ago, I went raw vegan. I started working out every day and I started growing my hair out. So this is like 5 years of growing my hair. Because before this, I had like a buzz cut. I had like a buzz cut for like most of my life. I guess that was just it was my way of saying like, look, I'm not working for anybody anymore. I am my own boss. This is me. I can dress how I want. I can look how I want. I don't need to have, because believe it or not, before this, I was a federal investigator. I was a special investigator, and I worked with national security, that kind of thing. So I wore like a suit and tie. And here I am wearing a suit and tie to work, with a badge and, working national security. And all I'm doing is thinking about the zombie videos that I want to make, my vegan zombie videos. How long am I planning on growing it? Like, I'll probably as far as it is now. I'll probably when it gets longer, I'll trim it a little bit. I am an Aquarius. Oh yeah, so yeah, I'm at 22 days is the shirt. They have a company. It's a company. They have protein powders, protein bars. Um, I mentioned this earlier in our thing, but the uh, the um, the concept is after 21 days of abstaining from something, you beat an addiction, so you're good to go on the 22nd day. So 21 days to get rid of meat, to get rid of dairy out of your diet and become vegan. And the 22nd day, you're ready to go. And this is the owner of this company is the guy that, if any of you guys remember, a few years ago, Beyonce went vegan for a little bit. He was her nutrition trainer. So Rose, yeah. Yeah, it was something like, I mean, I don't care anymore. Like, I'm not, um, giving away any details or anything, but it was something that my dream was to be a special agent in the FBI, and my stepping stone job was it wasn't happening, and then I hit that age. So that's what I tell people when I do my speech. Like I strived to, like I was passionate about that. That was my goal, and I never quit. Like I worked as hard as I could. I did everything I could to obtain that goal, and I failed, but I never quit. I failed because I had the age requirement. Contractor, which gave me a little more leeway to work on the vegan zombie at my own pace. And then I had to make the decision when I was about to move to California, and reluctantly I had to resign from the job. But that was okay because it forced me to kind of like do this full time of what I love doing, and I've been doing that now for almost no, for a year. Like it actually, wow, now that I'm thinking about it, it was a year like today that I ended up resigning. So, so yeah. Yeah, I have an Iggy Pop vibe. Wow. Um, yeah, I'm working for me now. I'm so glad you're vegan zombie. The vegan zombie, yeah. Me too. Thank you. Yeah, if I didn't hate my job, I would have never thought of it. I hated my job. It got too monotonous, and I remember the day I thought up the concept, and I just forced myself to do it. I was driving in the back roads of upstate New York, early spring 2009, and I'm like, what am I doing? I don't like my job. I hate it. What do I love doing? And it came to me right away. Thank you. I think it's important to share that. I mean, I feel like it could inspire other people to maybe get out of like some kind of rut that they may be in. Um, but I started thinking like, you know, I mean, I had a good job, and you know, I could buy whatever I needed, but I didn't like I hated what I was doing. And, you know, I didn't want to retire like when I was older and say this is all I did. And, initially when I graduated high school, what I really wanted to do was become a movie director, but I realized, hey, times have changed. There's internet now, there's YouTube, there's like these are all the things that I love. And the first thing that came to my mind is what do I love? And I love making movies because there's so much more. I mean, yes, I live every day of my life as a vegan, and that's part of who I am, but I'm not just a vegan. Like there's other things that I love, and I always loved making movies and videos ever since I was a little kid. I was born into it. My dad had like a little movie camera, and he always made family movies since I was a little kid, and I was always intrigued by that, and I always wanted to make my own. And I tell that story too. Like when I was 16 and I got my first job, and then summer vacation came for high school, and I had enough money to buy a car. I went right out and I bought a camcorder because back then there were no cell phones, there were no cameras. Like it wasn't how it is now. If you wanted something to record on, you had to buy a camcorder, and that's what I bought, a camcorder. And my friend bought a car, and we drove all around and we filmed everything. So the first thing that came to my mind was I love making movies, and I especially like horror movies. zombie movies and that kind of thing. Um, and then I'm like, well, I've been vegan half my life, so that's kind of a no-brainer. I'll throw that in there too. So I took movie making, zombies, or movie making, horror, and veganism, and I started thinking like, vegan werewolves, vegan vampires, vegan zombie. And there I came up with the concept for the vegan zombie. I went home and I took a pen and a legal pad and I started, actually it was a pencil, and I started writing a script for the vegan zombie. And I wanted to make that movie. And I thought, okay, so now we have YouTube. Now we have actual software programs on the computer where I can actually edit my own videos. This was not like this when I was younger. I had to have two VCRs on top of each other and stop, record, pause, that kind of thing. So now I got to learn to make videos like in movies like the professionals do. So I decided, why don't I start up a YouTube channel? Because let's face it, my movie that I wrote it's a straight up zombie movie with a vegan twist. So in order to get better at movie making, I decided I'll start a YouTube channel. I'll grab one of my friends. He'll be the host of the show, and I'll share my vegan recipes. This is my way of promoting veganism while I get better at editing, zombie effects and that kind of thing. So I'll make a vegan cooking show set in a zombie apocalypse. That's what I'll do. And I asked my friend John, and he's like, yeah, I'm totally down. So we went and we took all of our, recipes that we had at the time that we would make every vegan Thanksgiving, and we decided to veganize, do a vegan cooking show and start doing those recipes. And sure enough, people started watching our show and they liked it and they wanted more recipes. And before you knew it, I was out of recipes. I'm like, we gotta start working on more recipes now. And that's basically how it started. And so I guess the point is like, even though I worked hard at something, and they tell you they told me when I was in first grade, Chris, you can do anything you put your mind to. And I found out the hard way that that's not always true. Because what I really put my mind to was I wanted to be in the FBI. I wanted to be a special agent and solve violent crimes. That's what I wanted to do more than anything. And it didn't happen. So even though I put my mind to it for 12 years of my life, I failed. I didn't do it. But because I failed, it changed my mind. And now I'm doing something that I love doing even more than if I succeeded at that. So I got to where I am now because, like I failed at that. If I didn't fail, maybe I never would have been sitting here talking to you now as, a YouTube channel, The Vegan Zombie, or any of the things that I've any of the videos I put out, my cookbook, none of that. So who knows? So now I got to go read some comments that I missed. It's also, sorry, I'm trying to, see you, Susan. Thanks for watching. I haven't seen Mutant Busters. Vegan Sue, cool. That's cool. That's kind of my concept here. It's the zombie virus is through the meat and the dairy that the people eat. Favorite zombie movie. I always loved the original Dawn of the Dead by George Romero. Um, and I know a lot of people argue whether they're zombies or not, but I love 28 Days Later. Those kind of zombies, those are the scary ones. But I like Shaun of the Dead is amazing. I like Zombieland and the original Night of the Living Dead. I watch that probably once a year. But yeah. this whole journey has also changed me as well, because when I first started the show, I never wanted to be on camera. I was extremely shy. I couldn't speak in public. There's no way I'd be doing this. And after a while, like, I started, John was the main star of the show. Like, he was the one. I, created the show, and I directed him on what I wanted him to do a lot. And half the recipes were mine and half were his, but he was always the face of the show. And then he got to the point where he just wasn't available anymore, and I started thinking to myself, like, whoa, if John goes away, then I lose everything I worked for. So I had to get in front of the camera, and I was so awkward and nervous, and I hated the way I sounded and the way I looked. I would just, I I would freeze up, and so finally I'm like, I have to do this, or I'm going to lose everything I worked for, So, and that's kind of how it is today. Like, if I only made videos of John, literally we would maybe have 4 or 5 videos a year. And I like to put videos out a lot more often than that. So I filmed my first video. I said, hey, I've been making tofu for like 25 years. Let's do that. So I filmed my version of how to cook tofu right. And it took me forever because I did so many takes because I hated everything I tried to say. And then when I finally edited it and I uploaded it, I had my mouse clicker over the delete button, and I was like, I made it go live. I was really nervous, and then once it went live, I was like, okay, if I get the first negative comment I get, I'm gonna delete it. And I didn't get any negative comments at first, and a lot of people liked it, and it went on to be one of our most viewed videos. So that was how I really got my start. But if you watch that video, I am kind of awkward in that video. But anyway, I've done several demos and speeches for like large groups of people, cooking demos, just like our story kind of thing, like how I'm talking to you guys right now. And I can do it now because of like the whole journey of what I've done, what I've had to do, what I've made myself do. But I have done some where I've totally froze up to the point where it was like so embarrassing. I lost what I was gonna say, and I needed John to like take over. Like it was bad. Like the worst one was the one I did in Toronto, and that one was embarrassing. I just lost what I was gonna say in mid-sentence, and it wasn't like I continued a few seconds later. Like it was like a good 30 seconds. I'm like, oh man, what was I saying? And anyway, so from then on in, I would tell myself whenever I would have to speak, I would see what I was trying to do is I was trying to memorize what I wanted to say. And I was always like, like a lot of people, I was very like nervous to public speak. And I tried to memorize everything, and just like my brain just like shut down like what I was trying to say. And then I did another one where I had to go to like a public library in my hometown, and there was quite a few people there, and I didn't prepare for anything. I'm like, you know what? All I'm going to do is tell my story, and who's better telling my story than myself? So I didn't prepare for it. I just went up on stage, and we just started talking. It was probably the best one we've ever done. And I was more confident then because I just started talking, like, I told them my story. And when I would go on and like the way I made myself do this, and if you have a problem speaking in public and you need to, for whatever reason, try to think of it this way. Like I would tell myself, because I was so insecure before, and I would tell myself, hey, I'm here on this earth just like everybody else. I'm just as good as anyone else. So, I'm as good as, the guy down the street or the A-list celebrity that's in every movie. Like, here I am telling my story for however long I'm going to be up there doing it, and I'm going to try to be interesting. So, and I'm only here on this earth for however many years that we're here, and another 100, 200 years, nothing's going to mean anything. So let me do what I need to do now while I'm here. So, and I don't want to regret it. So I would go out there and I would just talk and I would tell my story, and it worked. So, so there you go. So Christy, you saw my tofu video, and that's how you found my. So yeah, it was. It is that's seriously some really, that is a really good tofu recipe. Um, but yeah, I'm kind of weird in that video. Yeah, and James, that's another thing. Like, like those flaws, those are my flaws. Like, people say, hey, you have a lisp. Yes, I have a lisp. I had braces when I was younger for 6 years, and I had them again like 3 or 4 years ago. I don't even care anymore. Um, Plans for life. See, I was the same way. I was really shy all my life, and like if you ask me if I'm shy now, I'm not. I'm not shy. I can go talk to whoever. I can make a speech. I can do whatever. Um, you know, I tend to be a hermit sometimes, a lot of times, but you know, and I don't like always going out in big groups of people and stuff like that. But I'm not shy anymore, and I think it's largely because of this. Yeah, Rose, I did. Yeah, I had to learn how to be on camera, and 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 that was weird for a couple reasons because okay, for the longest time, like I said, I'm the one that created the show. I was the one that kept up the social media accounts. I was the one making all the posts about stuff, and people were talking. They were making comments as if it was John all the time, and that was kind of weird for me, because um, nobody knew who I was for one. Like, so if we went out to do like any kind of like fundraisers or demos or whatever, like nobody had the faintest clue that I'm the one that created the show. They would all, talk to John, and I would kind of just be quiet in the background. Um, so like I needed people, I guess, to know that I'm the one behind the show. So if John were to walk away, that people would still be familiar with me and know who I was. And I feel like over the last year, I've been trying really hard to make that known. Like if I threw John back on the show, people know who he is, so it would be fine. Um, but I've been trying to be in like a lot of videos and just make a presence so people, you know, if he were to walk away, or not be able to do this, because he works a lot, and he just doesn't have time to do this. So we try to do, if you have been watching, we missed the last couple of weeks, but we try to do like every Tuesday go live here on YouNow and do like kind of Q&A and stuff. But we haven't filmed a video together in a long time. So yeah, it's something that I had to do, and hopefully people would kind of like connect me with the account, the Vegan Zombie, so I could continue to do it. So that's what I've been doing for the last year and a half. So, and I know, and I understand some people, they like the original host and and wonder, and it kind of felt bad sometimes, people saying like, where's the other guy? Like, where's the original guy? Like, we want him. Like, and some people would even write mean comments and stuff. And it's like, you know, um, I'm the one behind every episode that ever was. So even like the ones that John are all in, like those are because I made those videos. So I don't know. It would feel bad sometimes, but I try not to let that kind of stuff get to me because, you know, I understand like you're used to a host and then they go away. And that's how it is for like a lot of things. Like I've watched YouTube channels where they had one host and, all of a sudden they get another host. Like I think Indie Mogul did it. That's like another filmmaking channel. And a lot of people stopped watching it after that. So I was just really hoping that, but I think I've got a lot other, new followers that might know me and might not even know John. I don't know. Yeah, that's right. I've never tried alcohol. Am I familiar with James Aspie? Yeah, I was at I went to the New England Veg Fest and he was there. So my lisp is hot. I don't think I can lisp unless if I'm not thinking about it, then I'll do it. So I try hard not to make a lisp, but like even at night I'll wear like I have the Invisalign. For those of you that don't know, it's like those little invisible, like clear things that go over your teeth. They're like braces, and every couple of weeks they'll adjust it ever so slight. And it took me like 14 months to get my teeth like totally corrected again. So that was a few years ago that I finished it, but I still wear like the retainer to bed every night, and it also acts as a night guard because I do grind my teeth. So I try, I think I'm pretty good at not doing the list, but so now I just did it, but I don't know. I have a lisp, whatever. Any fun cartoons you enjoy watching? Cartoons. So back in the day, I used to like Transformers and Voltron and, like all like the morning cartoons, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that kind of thing. Um, I don't know what else. So, back in the day, I'd watch like Princess Mononoke. Grave of the Fireflies was one of my favorites. So see, yeah, so Christy doesn't even know who John is. So John was the original host of the show for like the first 2 or 3 years. Like, I don't think anybody even knew who I was. I wasn't in any video. Like I was a zombie in um, one of the early videos, but you couldn't even see my face. Um, well, thank you, Tim. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to say like they're good or anything, but I feel more comfortable now, definitely more comfortable now than I did, back in the day doing the videos. Like, I can just get on here and talk now and get a video done, whereas before, like, I would do like several takes and that kind of thing. Yeah, Grave of the Firefly. So that was like one of the earlier um, Japanimation videos, anime videos that I saw. And that's what I was trying to say about the electric toothbrush that I was using. Um, Ghost in the Shell. I did, but to be honest, I don't even remember it. My friend's son was the producer of the new live version of Ghost in the Shell. So, so yeah. Alpha Magazine. I look like Alpha. What's that? I gotta Google that. I'm gonna Google it. Alpha Omega. Alpha Omega Sin. Who is that? I look like him? Is it just because of the hair and the beard? What do you think? Do I look like him? Yeah, I actually just posted the picture of the Brontosaurus, the original herbivore, 150 million year old herbivore, vegan. So, Disagree. Not feeling it. But who is he? Who is Alpha Omegaism? Alpha Omega Sin. Alpha Omega Sin. I heard Samuel Jackson was vegan and then he wasn't. I don't know. You know, that's the thing with celebrities. A lot of them say they're vegan and then they're not. I don't know. The ones that I know for sure are vegan, like Moby is a vegan. Woody Harrelson is a vegan. Joaquin Phoenix is a vegan. Oh, so he's a gaming guy. Cool. I just watched a gaming show. Who Heavy Metal something? No, metal. I forget what it was. I don't know how it came up in my Explorer page, but talking about all the old time games back like in the Sierra games and stuff like that. It's all the stuff I used to play when I was younger. Do I have a favorite type of food? Oh man, it depends on the day. I mean, I can eat pizza anytime. I love Mexican food. Um, I love Indian food, but I guess not every day. Ethiopian food's really good. I'm just going through all the foods now. Let's see, pizza is one of my favorites. One of my favorite healthier meals is bibimbap. Alicia Silverstone is vegan. You know, I hear that well, actually, doesn't she say that she eats eggs though? Or sometimes eats eggs? See, I don't know about that stuff. It's like when you're vegan, but then you're eating something that's not vegan, you're not vegan. Like Jared Leto said he was vegan, but then in another interview he said he was a cheegan because he cheats sometimes, so that doesn't mean he's a vegan. Yeah, pizza is definitely mine. Pizza and chocolate. Um, yeah. Well, guys, it's going on 4 hours, so but we still have 18 people on, so I could probably go a little bit longer, but I think I better go wrap it up here. So thanks everybody for watching. Thank you for the thumbs up and the tips, and had a really good time talking to you guys and sharing some stories, stuff like that. So I'll talk to you guys later. Good night.